Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. And welcome to another episode of Uncensored Minds. This is episode 87.
87. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, I got it right. Hey,
I love
we're on
it.
track tonight, then. We are on track. So, welcome to episode 87. And y'all know we have a great show coming up for you tonight. And I'm just going to start us off with a little affirmation. People, let me tell you, whenever you want to just feel good about yourself, don't be afraid to spend time alone with yourself. Because when you spend time alone with yourself, you get to know yourself. You get to love how you feel about yourself. And when you care about how you feel about yourself, trust me, you're going to care about how you make other people feel about themselves. Then you will just naturally have that little magnetism that people want to be around you. Now, if you're being a butthead, trust me, they don't want to be around you. So get to know yourself. Don't be afraid to know yourself. You just may like what you get to know. So let's have a great show tonight, episode 87.
87. We're inching our way up. We're inching our
Uh-huh.
way up. What's up, everybody?
Call
How
me
was everybody's
87.
weekend? How was everybody's weekend? Did everybody have a good weekend? Hope that you guys got a chance to do something fun and exciting for the weekend and enjoy some of this weather, even though it was a little rain. But I hope that everybody got a chance to get out and enjoy some them time with their family, loved ones, whatever. Let us know in the comments. What did you guys have going on this weekend? Katie, what did you do?
Girl, we've been having rain all week. So between dodging the heat and
Yeah.
dodging the rain, because we went from having excessive heat warning to having rainstorms. So just juggling between those two, trying to stay dry from melting away and dry from the rain.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It was a beautiful day in Philadelphia today. Yesterday we had storms and stuff and a lot of rain, but today it was like perfect. Not too hot. The sun was shining, the energy was great. So we had a great weekend. Mr. Nell, Mr.
Good.
Ruffin.
What's up? What's poppin'? What's good?
What's
Mr.
good?
Nail is back home already. I can't
Back
believe it.
home
I'm
safe and
thinking he's still
sound.
on the streets of Italy.
I
Yeah,
wish I
me
still was.
too.
I've been going for 10 days. Um, over there
What,
is
for
right now.
10 days?
Yeah, I was going from the first to the 10th.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
the 11th, just got back in the house. Literally just walked in the door here in Philly probably about 20 minutes ago. So I'm here.
Well, we're glad to have you back safe and sound and in one
Welcome
piece.
home.
Absolutely. So I heard y'all talking about the rain. Heard you talking about KD. It's been a little soaker down where you've been. Been some rain,
No, yeah.
as they say.
All day today.
In honor of summer, let's get into the icebreaker question of the day, right? In honor of summer, do you know how to swim? What about you, ladies? You know how to swim?
I do.
I do.
I do, yeah. Thankfully, I learned how to swim at a young age, maybe about 8 or 9. So, and I love it. It's like one of my favorite things to do, although I don't do it that much. But yeah. How about you, KD,
What about
Mama?
you?
Yeah, I learned, however, I learned when I became an adult. We had a swimming pool for my son, and my teaching him how to swim with the noodle, I learned how to swim. And I love it because it's a great form of working the whole body out. I love it. That's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get rich, guys, is have me a pool installed, heated. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Depends on what we're talking about as far as swimming. Am I swimming in the pool? Yes. Am I swimming in lakes, oceans, and rivers? Like lakes, rivers, and oceans? I don't know. I'm on my vacation. I think I may have gotten in the water maybe about 2 or 3 times. Went to the beach twice. Once in Italy, and another one once in what was that? France or Spain. So nah. I'm not the sand gets me. I don't like the sand.
In between your
How's the
toes.
water over there, Neil? Is the water pretty?
Oh, the water is ridiculously pretty. The water is crazy. It's a mix of clear, is a mix of light blue, turquoise, um,
Oh,
the
Mm,
beautiful vibe. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
over there. There's not the ocean, right? You pass over the ocean, go to the Atlantic Ocean to get to Spain, but then when you get over in that region, you're in the Mediterranean. So
Oh,
places like
yeah.
Italy, they tell you, Italy says to you, people from Italy says, we don't have a beach here. Um, we don't call this a beach because um, there's no real sand. It's
mm,
mineral, it's rocks and things like that that press together and makes this sand-like material, but it's not sand that we're used to, like the Jersey Shore or Miami or what Tybee Island down in Georgia. It's more or less like this mineral type of stuff. So they say, oh, we don't have a beach, but then when you go to France, they have beaches. When you go to Spain, they have beaches. So it's a unique situation there. Plus, it's on the Mediterranean, which is the sea. So it's really beautiful. Though. Water is
you ain't
very warm all the time.
you ain't get up
Mm.
to like your waist or nothing. You
Yeah,
just put
last
your
the last the last day, the last couple of days, went out there, went up. As y'all see, and I'll post some pictures. If you do follow me on Facebook, I'll post some pictures soon. I did get in, let it go up to my, up here to my chest or whatever have you.
there you go.
I mean, I just don't be knowing what live in those waters, so I kind of try to stay
I'm
out.
with you on
Listen.
that one, Neil. I'm with you on that one. Yeah. Give me a swimming pool all day long, but
Absolutely. But
that beach water is
retired,
something different.
the retired chef said, yes, Naples is beautiful. Naples is a very beautiful place. If you haven't, I'm imploring you to travel abroad, especially overseas, to our overseas friends in Spain, France, and Italy. You will have a great time. Great time. Out of the three countries that I visited, I was actually stopped in the airport coming back today, and one of the officials stopped me in Madrid, Spain, and said, "Yo, what are you doing here?" And I said I was on vacation. And they said, "Well, out of the places that you've been, what was your favorite?" And I said Italy was my favorite. Italy is beautiful. The culture, the food, the people. It's just a different place. It's just a different vibe. You'll enjoy it. It has such a rich history. We was in Italy. We went to Rome. As you know, Rome has the Vatican. It has the Sistine Chapels. It has um, the Colosseum. Went to all these different places all in one. You know what I mean? And that rich history of that area, it was just amazing.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm back home.
Mm.
I'm back home on the U.S.
Mhm.
soil, which is
Nice.
always a
Wow.
great feeling. You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
good to be home, but you miss those spoils of those
Mhm.
places, which lends us to a good icebreaker question. Do you know how to swim? If you had to, could you swim yourself out of danger? Or if you needed to jump in and get a quick dip, could you do a couple strokes? Breaststroke,
Mhm.
backstroke, or freestyle?
Well,
I
well,
don't
shit
know if
started.
I.
The shit started said
Okay.
something in the comments now, so I think that's a great question because you said you wouldn't swim in the ocean for real. But
Mm.
what happens if that happened?
Oh, I'm dead. Kill me. I ain't that. I'm flailing. Yeah,
Yeah, now
He
that
gonna
kind of
push you
swim
out
I
the
can't
yacht.
do.
Yeah,
couple
he gonna
years.
push you out the
I
yacht, and then
can't
have
do
to
that
say,
kind of swimming,
Yeah, a couple years
which
ago.
is why
Maybe
I'll never take a cruise. Mm-mm.
mm-mm.
a
I
couple
can't do
years
that
ago.
kind of swim.
Couple years ago, maybe about 6, 7 years ago now. Family went on a vacation. We went to Jamaica, and we got no. We were in Barbados actually, and we did the little boats with the banana boat on the back. You hold on. A couple of y'all takes us out. He's doing probably about 40, 50 miles an hour on the waves. Hit a wave, flips the thing over. We out in the middle. He was like, "Oh no, swim back." Literally, I might be exaggerating, but I felt like I was in the middle of the ocean, like super in the middle of the ocean. He told me to swim back. I cursed that man. I said, "Nigga, if you don't pick us up, I'm gonna fuck you up." The Philly came out of me. The Philly
Right.
came out of me. Plus, I'm in the water with two of my girl cousins, and they like leave us, I give up, and so they was like, I said, yeah, how
So
I
he
get.
was like, leave us, I give
It's
up.
not
Yeah, my cousin
funny.
like they was like, leave me, I give up, I'ma just die. I'm like, just go. I said, I can't swim back to the shore and and pull up to the shore, chill, and they looking at me like, nigga, why you not still out there? I said, man, if you don't bring this boat back,
Oh
I
my
had to pick
God.
them both up, get them into the boat.
Oh
It
my
was an
God.
adventure. It was an adventure to say the least. But that
Man.
right there solidified my reasons of why I need to stay my ass in the boat or on the sand
Right.
and take pictures of other people in the water.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
Exactly.
hilarious.
But
Hilarious.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in. As Karen D said, this is episode 87. Like, share, and comment. As Raw Honey said in the comments earlier, we would definitely love your support. Thank you for those that have been supporting the brand. As you can see, we're all wearing Uncensored Minds merchandise, which can be picked up on in a number of different ways. Also, we now have the Uncensored Minds memberships they are going amazingly. We have our top fans, like this person right here. Look what you said. You see the little thing in the set
I just
next to her name?
said.
Yes, I just said
See that
thank
little thing
you.
next to her name that lets us know that she's one of
All
those
right.
minds, top fans, and you get special badges, you get special access to the crew, you get special perks. So if you haven't already, make sure you go into Uncensored Minds, pick up a membership. You can do a number of
Thank
different,
you, just said.
Yes,
you
thank
know.
Thank you
you.
for being a valued fan.
Yes, yes, thank you so
Don't forget about
much.
our S gang either. You know what I mean?
S
The S gang crew.
gang, what up?
Each has the S gang shirt on. You know what I mean? She's
Mhm.
gang. We all know what that is. Myself, I'm rocking the T, Ish, Nell, KD shirt. You know what I mean? KD is rocking the original. You know what I mean? And when the shit started coming on, he gonna be rocking something too. So we got a whole bunch of stuff for y'all. Uncensored Minds is just getting started, and we're gonna kill it going forward. So we appreciate y'all support. All right,
Yes, so much.
all right. Let's pop right into our next comment. I mean, our next topic here, right? Um, some of y'all may have seen this, some of y'all may have not. This has made some. It reached me all the way in Spain actually when I heard this was on July 4th. There was an incident here in the Philadelphia area where the fireworks show. If you live in this area, you know there's a big celebration that goes on the Welcome America festivities that goes on from it seems like June 28th or so, a couple of weekend before July 4th. It leads all the way up to July 4th weekend, where we have a number of different festivals and festivities down the Parkway, which culminates into a big fireworks show on July 4th. That was marred this year by senseless acts of gunfire. Somebody started shooting at the police, which prompted the fireworks to be, stopped right in the middle of the show and people running. How scary and crazy is that, right? It's crazy. You go out there to enjoy fireworks, you hear a bunch of pop, 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 and you think, oh, that's just fireworks, but it really is gunfire. To take that a couple of steps further, the mayor of Philadelphia, when he was being interviewed by the local news channels, said, "Hey, this is getting out of hand. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of every day I turn around, there's senseless acts of violence, shootings, killings, and then this to go this far and mess up something that we've been enjoying for so long. I don't want to be the mayor anymore." So the reporters doubled back and said, "What? What do you mean you don't want to be the mayor anymore? If if I could, I would end my term right now, or just when it's over. I'm looking forward to it being over." Ish, as a resident of Philadelphia, fellow Philadelphia, how do you feel about the mayor's comments?
I was disgusted. Honestly, I was disgusted. I mean, listen, we're all to the point where we're frustrated with our city. You know what I mean? We go out every day. We don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. Senseless acts of violence, crime, all kind of things that are, placing a hindrance on our livelihood here in the city of Philadelphia, right? Every single day, we're faced with something else. Then to hear your mayor get on national television and allow his frustrations to bubble over so much that he actually states out loud that I'm just so sick and I can't wait until I am done being mayor of this city. Man, that's like a punch to the stomach. Like, are we serious right now? This is somebody that's supposed to care about our livelihood, our well-being, our safety, us as citizens. And he still has a year and a half left to do and to finish out in his terms. Like, even if you are frustrated, there are a lot of things that you can do to try to turn around the state of our city at this point in time, and you just like throwing in a towel, like, I'm just over this. And that was really fucked up.
Absolutely. KD, just hearing about
Yeah.
that, just
I'm
hearing
sorry. I was trying to tell everybody hello. I'm
just
sorry.
hearing about what we just said in regards to the mayor seamlessly quitting on his responsibilities or his city. What do you think about that?
Well, as Isha and I was speaking before the show began, I looked at it once we was talking about it Thursday. I looked at some of it, and it's pretty sad that he says he has not been able to enjoy anything in 7 years. And I he sounds very frustrated. So I am assuming that things are super bad. And it was not professional of him to say, on national TV or whatever, I'm finished with y'all. I'm through. But that should show your city exactly how bad things are to drive this man to say something like that. I mean, is it that bad in y'all city? Is it?
It's bad everywhere. That's just the harsh reality of us living in these times that we live in now. As we see, crime is is hit an all time high. We see things
Yeah.
that we've never seen in life before. Things that used to be considered taboo, we see it every day. You turn on the news and you see five, six, seven people getting shot, killed. You're seeing people being carjacked. You're seeing people, you know, lives being taken in broad daylight. I'm
Mm,
actually, I'm actually going to say I don't blame him, and the reason why is yes, he's a political figure, but he's still a human being, and a human being aspect at that moment, just being tired of just continuously seeing and hearing um, just these senseless acts and not being able to enjoy life and not being able to enjoy the city that's this great beautiful city that we have here in Philadelphia that we so come that the ones that live here have come to know and love, and we have individuals who's making a mockery out of that. And
mm,
regardless of him being a politician, regardless of him being in charge, he's still at the end of the day a human being. And the human being aspect, the human being factor came out that night in front of those cameras, right? Sometimes we got to think before we speak, but you also have to commend him for his realness because he's tired, I'm tired, a lot of us are tired. So what that shows, what that should have said to us is we all need to unite. He's one man who has a responsibility of hundreds of thousands of people that live here in the city, and he needs help. And the help comes from within the communities, right? And it trickles over into neighborhoods in different parts of the city that needs our help. And the only way to stop that, to combat that, is to take back over our streets and stop being scared to speak up. Now, I know that's easier said than done. We got this street code, this unwritten street code that, what I mean, you keep your mouth shut. You see nothing, you hear nothing, you say nothing. And that's what gets you to where we're at today, continuing life, right? But there's something that needs to be done, where not just the mayor, the police chief, the governor, everybody, community officials, band together and stop letting it be this person against this person where nothing ever gets done and it's just a bunch of talk and all those entities coming together, and you'll see different changes. How come we have other cities, as we read last week on the Uncensored Minds, how we had certain cities that had large numbers, but then we had other cities, with a nice per capita, still with lower numbers, is because certain changes and certain things are in place down in those cities to keep crime at a bay, especially for those fatal crimes. Ish, what do you think could be done? Not just on a city scale here in Philadelphia, but on a national scale where we see just crime just out of whack. What do you think is the change that needs to happen?
Well, first, I mean, let's just be realistic here. I think, sometimes the politicians, are so busy politicking that they honestly forget about the citizens and engaging them a little bit more to come to terms with the fact that we need to rally a little bit more. I agree that the mayor here said what he needed to say, you know what I mean? And he felt how he needed to feel. But for citizens who are already feeling like there is no hope, you just further gave them no hope. You know what I mean? Get to the point. These cities need to get to the point where they're engaging their citizens a little bit more. And there's rallies and there's people that are able to speak up and there's forums and things that are able to be done to try to combat some of this crime. Yeah, we're not going to be able to control the guns all necessarily, but if people rally together and try to get control of it and take to the streets and do some more things to connect us as citizens together instead of pitting us against each other, then maybe, just maybe, you know what I mean? Some things may lighten up a little bit as far as this crime goes, because it's out of control right now. And the politicians who are just throwing up their hands and saying, hey, listen, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. Well, yes, sir, we all are. But what can we do together? What can you do in your year and a half to help possibly turn this city around, where when you're exiting, you can say, you know what? I can rest a little bit more now because I assisted in trying to bring some peace and order back into the city before I rocked out.
We got two questions actually from the audience here. One from, I'm not understanding why Ebony is not a top fan yet. Ebony, Karen. But this question comes from our girl Ebony. She says, "Is he black?" And the reason why I ask is because he has probably been trying to do something and getting doors slammed in his face at every turn. Unfortunately, Ebony, he's not a black man, white man. Um, his name is Mayor Kennedy. He's a white career politician here in the city. He started in our what do they call it, Ebony? I mean, what I'm sorry, not Ebony, Ish. What do they call it? What is it? City council. He
City
started
council,
city
yeah.
council, and he worked his way from city council to now being the mayor. He's been the mayor now. This is his second term. He's finishing out his second term. This is his last year and a half here. So he's not a black man. So he doesn't have that racial divide that we see with some black politicians who's trying to get things done and having to face, propaganda in a sense. Actually, in Philadelphia is a very, very big Democratic city, right? Historically, Pennsylvania is a Republican state, but Philadelphia and its bigger populated cities are more Democratic. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and those areas right there make up the big demographic of Democrats. So we don't have those issues kind of here. We have those Democratic parties here where the city is more or less ran by Democrats. So it's not like that force and pull of Republican versus Democrat or things like that. City council is heavily Democratic. The mayor is typically very, very much Democratic whenever we, elect one.
Right.
So we have the second question. I'm gonna let KD answer this since each answered this, and it doesn't have to necessarily have to do with Philadelphia. It can be more or less whatever you think. that affects your area. Um, Telemate says, are people aware of the people that they live with, what they're doing in the street? What do you think about that, Katie? Are people aware of the people that's in and around them?
Not necessarily. I mean, hell, you're not even aware of what people are doing in your own house, apparently, these days, if you don't want them to. Because, the kids can go into their rooms. Hell, my niece came out today, and I thought a ghost was coming out because I ain't seen her in 2 days. So you're not aware of what the people in your own house are doing. So in your city, if you don't get involved, no, you're not going to know what they're doing. Now, my area is small. I served on the chamber for like 5 years, and they had their picks on who to get involved with. I just put it that way. So, and I'm sure that it's probably nothing new in any area. You're gonna have your picks on who you really want to get involved with and who you really want to help, and those who don't matter. And that's when you have to come to play. Just because you don't matter in their eyes, you have to come together, as each said, come together as one and start caring about your own self, about your own neighborhood, about your own people.
I think it's imperative to know what's going on, you know, in and around you. That's how you remain safe. That's how you remain alive. If you have to survey what's around you to know when there's danger and then when there's peace. We always talk about this on the show, and we always compare areas, right? We always, it's just what we do, right? We'll say, oh, we're from up north, so up north is a little bit more. You have to be on your p's and q's, because if you're not, you could be taken advantage of, right? Versus more or less the south, where not so much, and not so much before, right? It was, oh, the south is laid back. They're a little slower than us up there. They're a little slower than the north. They have to catch up or whatever have you. As we see now, um, across the board is just crazy everywhere, right? We hearing senseless acts of violence all over. Just another case happening the same day on July 4th. A young white man went into a crowd of celebrators and caused a mass shooting. So it's not just here in
Mhm.
Philadelphia. It's not just in the north. It's not just in the south. It's in the middle, of the country. So on the west coast, this guy shot up and mass shooting and killed some people, in Chicago, the same day as well. So just as well as Philadelphians are tired of hearing these things, so is the Chicagoans, so is Georgians, and so is the ATLians, and everybody. This is affecting everybody everywhere, even the small little cities. Like we always hear, Barb says, she lives in the Virginia area, right? Small town Virginia. They have big crime down there as well. So it's not just a big city problem, it's an everywhere problem. How do we as people get in front of this? Because we can't rely on these politicians that we vote into these offices. We have to now take back our streets, because if we don't, we're wind up going to lose these streets. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's like if everybody could just stop for a second and think in that mind state, then maybe, it could be some coming together. But honestly, right now, everybody is either afraid or either angry for no reason. Like we got neighbors who don't like each other. You know what I mean? We got people who can't hold a conversation without it getting heated. Can't have differences of opinions without it being a rumble. Like, I think people have to, start seeing what the bigger picture is overall. You know what I mean? For the sake of our existence. And
Mhm.
then maybe if they see the severity and really what's going on, then maybe everybody can come together and try to get some shit done.
Another one of our top fans right here, Carmel says, times are definitely changed. From growing up, you could leave your doors unlocked until time for bed. To now, you're locking screen doors and the main doors throughout the day. Um, we heard a lot. I heard that a lot from my parents. Yo, I left my doors unlocked. We could go upstairs or we can go in any room and be okay. Now you leave your door unlocked. You're asking for trouble, right? You can't, you women, ladies, you can't go to the gas station leaving your pocketbooks on the seats anymore, or even visible somewhere in the car. People busting your windows and running out. I remember when living in Atlanta, that was one of the big things that I seen down there a lot is break-ins and car thefts and people. You go into the gas stations and people being oblivious to what's around them and leaving their cars running and people jumping in their cars and speeding off. Or you go in there to buy some gas or groceries and you come out and your windows is busted. I had a situation like that one time before. Somebody thought I had something in my car, right? People watch you. They said, oh, he drives a nice car. He always has, his music is blasting all the time. He's a young guy, so he's probably got guns and money in his car. Somebody broke one of my car windows out thinking I had something in the car. Stupid them. I had a book bag in the back of the car with something in it at the time, right? And they bypassed the book bag looking for stuff. So you got these petty little dumb thieves, but these petty little dumb thieves got guns. These petty little dumb thieves are shooting at any given moment. And that's why we're bringing this to your attention today. We want you to stay vigilant and stay ready. But also, we have to do something as a people, as a person, because we live in these communities that these things are affecting. And these just ain't affecting big cities. These are spilling over to suburbs, into little cities and everywhere. So we want this to be a situation where we all are aggressively taking concerns about it. Any last things on this topic, ladies?
No, man.
Let's
No, only thing I can say that goes back to what I said during affirmation. Get to know yourself. When you get to know yourself and like yourself, maybe then you can be a little bit better towards others. Right now, everybody's afraid of their own damn self right now. And COVID has done something to the world mentally. You know, people are affected by COVID. So meaner acts are being done. It's a time to get to know yourself. That's
look at
all
this
I'm
question.
saying.
This is a question that is being felt and being asked by people everywhere. Right?
Right.
Sarah is one of those ones that's asking what we going to do. And that almost sounds like to me a cry for help, but also like my hands are tied. What can I do? Right?
Right.
What can we
Exactly.
do? What do you
Right.
think we can do that's realistic? We always hear, oh, once we gotta get out there and vote for the right people. We can vote all day long. Once these
Mhm.
people get into power, we see they don't do what they said they were going to do, right? I
Well,
got a
one thing they can start doing, y'all start get involved in your community. Like I said, that's what I started doing in my community. Start going to those town meetings. It's open to the public, but people don't take advantage of it. Get involved in your community. Find out what is going on and what is being done. And when things are not being done, when you think they need to be done at, then it's your time to direct their attention over there where they're not looking. So be the spokesperson for your area at any kind of town meeting. They have them.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Now I already know what you laughing at.
you know what it is with me? None of that shit works. That town hall meeting, it sounds good, right? But that town hall meeting don't reach the inner cities. People do. You can go to a town hall meeting all day long and scream your lungs out and ask them to change. But they ain't the ones busting off these guns. They ain't the ones that's robbing these people. They trying to figure out to get the answers too. We got to start sitting down our kids. What happened? Like we reported last week. The young man who was arrested and charged for shooting a 70-something-year-old man in a road rage incident because he was driving too slow. As he hung out of the car window, as his mother drove the car, he's shooting at somebody who's driving slow. How do you combat that? A town hall meeting can't stop that, right? The mother, his mother, was the driver. He is the passenger, and he's shooting at somebody driving slow. Now, as we said
Wow.
a couple of days ago, as I've been following the news a little bit from my phone, the mother now was charged a couple days ago for her acting that simple 5 minutes of not thinking has now got two people charged, one person dead, and a family, two families now without the head of their households.
So
What do we do
sad.
in a situation like that? We gotta wake up and we gotta start being vigilant. We gotta start speaking up. We gotta start standing up. Fuck the town hall meetings. We gotta be the reason why things change. Right? It's a cycle. Look at it. I talked to my dad. I talked to my mom. And I remember back in the 70s and 80s here in the city, it was some rough times. Right? It was rough times and they got in front of it. And the 90s and the early 2000s up to now, things kind of mellowed out a little bit. How do we get back to those times, or have those times just surpassed and we're just now living in Armageddon? Right?
I don't see it coming back.
Yeah,
As
I
the
don't see it either.
as the Bible depicts, we are living in the last days. Are these the last days to where we just have no control of it and we have to call on a higher power, or can we do something now in the interim until that higher power comes?
Hmm.
I mean, you can always do something. You can always definitely, put your best efforts forward to try to get ahead of it. But then you're going to have, this monstrous group of people that are going to be pushing and pushing and pushing for change. And then you're going to have this monstrous group of people that's going to be retracting it. So therefore, you're just going to be at this tug of war. You know what I mean? Because just as equally as there are people that want to see change, that are willing to stand up and fight for change, there's going to be an equal amount of individuals who just don't give a fuck,
Just don't care.
just don't
Mm.
care. So, it's always going to be that vigorous tug of war.
Absolutely. That's a topic we can discuss all night long, right? Because it's
Mhm.
something that involves our communities. This is something that we all are passionate about. We all want change. And the only way for us to get that change is we have to be that change, right? So let's
That's
continue
right.
to stay vigilant. Let's continue to do what we need to do in and around our communities to be that voice, hold people accountable and hold ourselves accountable as well for that change as well, right? Again, this is episode 87. People like and share the video, comment, go to Uncensored Minds and become a valued member of our esteemed channel here at Uncensored Minds. We love the fact that we have so many top fans. We're always looking for more. Always looking for more.
And Ebony will be joining this week. Ebony, that's not fault because I have not stressed to her about it, but I can guarantee you she will be joining this week. I
All
know
right.
my bestie will, as well as my nephew. Okay.
Yes.
So let's move on to the next topic, right? Because this is something that we can transition to from being vigilant in our cities and our towns, but also in our homes. And it starts in our homes, how we raise our offspring, right? And bring them up. The next topic is spare the rod, spoil the child. Right? Okay,
Hmm.
a little bit about this right here, Katie.
Well, my views on it, spoil them, love them. It's nothing wrong with loving them, but you always gotta let them know when you got to give that tough love at times. You got to give that tough love. I mean, I did. I gave tough love to my son, and yeah, I spoiled the hell out of him. He had everything he wanted. He's still spoiled today. But yes, I got that ass. We got to get back to whooping ass. parents. All of this time out and take those devices. Don't be afraid to take from them the most important thing to them, which today is those devices. But we got to stop trying to be their friend and get back to being a parent. I tell mine, I'm not here for you to like me. I'm not here for you to be your friend. But I am here for you to remember me and to one day look back and say, I see why she did what she did. None of them like me. They think I'm the meanest woman in the world.
To give y'all a brief background on what we're talking about now, next topic is we had a video that surfaced. It went viral of this young lady speaking to a panel. She was at this panel and they gave her the floor. And she went on to speak about how um her, certain things, the way our parents talk to us, the way they address certain things could actually be a deterrent from the child going to them and remaining open and honest with them. Also, the fear of rejection is making them less receptive to certain feedbacks or can push them away and make them feel as if they're not wanted, right? And if you brought me into this world, why not allow me to be my own person? Why try to dictate that for me? This video had a lot of bullet points to it, right?
Mhm.
It wasn't just clickbait. It had a lot of material that could be, wow, she makes a good point. The child makes a good point. Or you can argue, wow, this person's point is valid, but the reasons why this is me. I wanted the parents on the panel to talk about that. Um, what's your thought?
Yeah. Well, I think too, like, as parents, we kind of foster the teaching techniques that we are taught from our parents. So sometimes we adopt those same techniques and how we
Mhm.
raise our children. And sometimes, we carry things that might not necessarily be, say, appropriate for the times. So, sometimes you have to alter the way you parent to keep up with the things that these children are dealing with, or, whatever time frame you're raising them in. You have to change things and alter things a little bit to keep up with them, right? Sometimes, we give and we take a little bit more than others. You know what I mean? Some parents are a little stricter, some parents are a little too lenient, and we try to find happy mediums, to make everybody happy. But I think in watching that video with the young lady, I feel like, she wants an opportunity to express herself, and feeling like if she's not able to express herself, or she's not able to fully be accepted for who she is and how she's growing into a young lady, or even, children growing into who they're becoming, they tend to reject, and they tend to rebel, and they tend to run. She said, run to people in the street who are going to give them the things that they feel like they're missing at home. You know what I mean? And so then there becomes a disconnect, because then you're dealing with, people in the street, and you know what I mean, intermingling your parenting. And so it just becomes difficult in that type of situation.
What's up,
What's up,
Ted,
T?
superstar?
What's up, y'all?
Ted says, I think we need to be more honest and communicate openly with our children. Basically, be uncensored in human nature. Um, we talked about this on Thursday extensively. Thursday night, we talked about this when we get together and have our Uncensored Minds meeting and discuss the topics that we're going to discuss. And one of the things that I said, even though I'm not a parent, I look at it from a different perspective. I look at it from how I got to this point in life. Because you have to, in order to get to a certain point in life, there had to be some type of something that got you there, right? And I said, if we go into just straight catering to our child and not giving them that discipline, and not giving them that tutelage and just that hardcore values, those hardcore learning values, then we are depriving our child of a lot of different things, right? The reason why they're called dependents is because we're dependent upon our parents to bring us to a certain point, to get us through a certain point in life to where we can now start to make decisions on our own, which is going to be the betterment of ourselves and then also our offspring, right? My mother said this to me all the time. I remember her drilling this into my head, and it wasn't just a drill, but it was just more or less stories to help me understand exactly why, right? She said, I remember her saying she had 3 pair of pants and my aunt had 2. It's 7 days out the week. It's 5 days that they had to go to school. So they sharing clothes. And she always said, I never want you to experience that. I never want you or your sister to experience that. So that's why I'm not only hard on myself, but I'm hard on you to give you a better future than what I had. We always want to give our children more than what we had. Even if we had a quote unquote good childhood, we still want to give them things that we had and better, right? So that trickles down to the knowledge, to the responsibilities, to everything. And it ain't always going to be pretty, because life ain't pretty. As we see, life is so tough. We got to learn those tough things and be able to build our exteriors for later on in life. And that's what I think has happened for a lot of us, right? A lot of us, especially look at it. Look at the characters that we display. Look how responsible we are. We don't learn those things just by chance. Those things are taught to us by the lessons that we've learned throughout life, right? And got us to this point. What y'all think?
What's up, people?
I agree. I definitely agree with that. What's up, T?
I
Make sure.
totally agree. Now, T, as orientation today, you took college orientation and all of that, right? So
Right.
he's out of the house.
Yes. It's
So
happy day. Happy
what
day.
lesson advice did you give to him for survival tactics? Did you leave him with any lasting words?
He went to college, Katie. He didn't go to jail.
No, he's not going to be with you. You still, it's just a little. You got to teach him that little survival thing. I
Katie.
mean, surely every parent has done that. The one thing I always told my son, and he remember, always be aware of your surroundings at all times. I mean, so
Katie,
you had to leave him with something.
Katie, that's what I'm saying. He's from the neighborhood and he went to college. So the shit that he has to be aware of when he's like home in the neighborhood is nothing like compared to what he's dealing with in college. So that's like Candyland. That's like that he
Right.
did Candyland basically.
And
But
Okay.
what I did tell him was to make sure that he doesn't get anybody pregnant, that he he keeps up with his priorities, keep his priorities in order, make sure he stays on top of his work. Because my son is the type that'll wait, until the paper is due to tomorrow, and I'm gonna stay up all night doing this paper. And I told him that this is something that you can't do in college. Like you have to like stay on top of your work, and be mindful of time management.
Yeah.
And the last thing I told him was to not be afraid to participate in new activities and meeting new people and trying out new things.
Mhm.
So those are the 3 things they know that I told him. As far as the other shit that you're talking about, KD, he's at Candyland. The shit that he deals with on a daily basis, like he doesn't have to worry about that where he is right now.
Right, right.
Well, that's good. That's
Sarah's
And
good.
daughter still did it.
Still did what? She still got pregnant?
Yeah, I guess so. She still got
that
pregnant.
seemed to be like the first thing that every parent tells their kid when going to college. Be safe. Don't come home with no babies or don't get nobody pregnant. That seemed like to be the number one thing on the top of the list.
Right. See, so
Mhm.
I don't have to worry about him Well, as of now, I don't have to worry about him, divulging in drugs or alcohol like that. He's not really into that kind of stuff, but he will like uh be lazy. Basically, that's his his fatal fall. He will be lazy, so I gotta stay on him about that kind of shit. But as far as the topic, spare the rod, spoil the child. I've been dealing with this the last couple years with my son because my son mainly grew up as a mama's boy, but now he's been with me mostly. So he's like in a transition period where he's learning how to, dispel. I like if my son would tell you, he'd be like, "This is the lifestyle that y'all provided for me." Like my son will talk shit like that. Like it'd be like, "It's not my fault. I'm spoiled. Y'all the ones that spoiled me." But it wasn't mainly me. It was mainly his mom. I had some part in it, but it was mainly his mom. Like his mom is the one that's going to buy him $2,000 sneakers and whatever he want. And if he got bad grades, he's still getting gifts and shit. This is shit that I wasn't privy to. Like that was not happening when I was a young boy. You had to stay on top of your grades and your behavior. And there was also a thing of getting paid to do chores. Like when I was when I was a young boy, you had to do chores to stay alive and to cover your room and board, basically. So you wasn't getting paid to do chores when I was a young boy. That was just something that you had to do.
I got paid.
Katie, you're a female, Katie. It's
So,
different.
but I mean, allowance
No, it was
is typical. It was not allowance.
no. There was
No, not
no
talking about allowance.
allowance was something that I seen on TV. That was nothing.
Yeah.
That was a real life thing. No, no. Yeah, that wasn't a real life thing. But we have to be mindful. Oh, I seen this meme that made me laugh about this topic, and it said that we are hood parents raising suburban kids, and they're not built like us. And there's a thing where you want your kids to have more, you want your kids to be in better situations and better environments, but those are also key personality characteristics that they miss out on not being in certain places, and not having to go through or deal with anything, that they don't have the social skills all the time to adapt when they're just what do they call that, when you like put them in like a little small space that they don't see everything that's going on. So those are things that you have to.
Speak.
Would you say,
We
Katie?
we have one of our audience members, Ebony. She has homeschooled her kids. Her son has been homeschooled since he was the second grade,
Hmm.
and he expressed to her that he felt like he was losing his grip. He said he doesn't have any friends or anything, so he's beginning high school this year. So she worked it out with the schools
What's up,
that he
man?
can take a couple of classes there about twice a week. So, it is important for them to get out with that social skills so that they will know how to survive when they get out there in the world.
Right.
Another question, another branch to this tree is: do you think we as parents, because of our upbringing and because we want our children to have better than what we had, or just it's just having everything that we want them to have, do you think we could be hampering them,
Right.
or hampering them from learning life experiences on their own, and those them choosing different avenues, and then them doubling back and saying, well, because you did this, I learned the proper way to live life the way I needed it to.
Right. It's not only hampering them, it's giving them a false sense of entitlement where they feel as though they don't have to work for anything, or they shouldn't have to. They should just be given things, and they don't know what it is to work for something.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's
Right.
a real life
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
And it's definitely
Yes.
in the midst of in the midst of this style of parenting, you really don't see it. It's honestly something that you may think that you're doing the right thing at the time, you know what
Right.
I mean, and it might be what the best way to do. And then it is going to come a point in time where it's going to be like, whoa, that wasn't the best thing to do, because now, there's either some resentments going on, there's some failures going on that can be applied to the things that that the child learned or didn't learn, you know what I mean? And now it's just like, maybe that type of parenting or that style parenting wasn't the best thing.
So Ish, this is a thing that I've been seeing people, fall victim to, where they feel like, I'm going to spoil my child and I'm going to give my child everything so he doesn't go outside and get into some reckless shit. But that's also a catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They never learn the value of.
Never learn the value. You're right.
Learn the value.
Nope. Because it's especially in a single parent household. I can speak for that. Like being with the help of my mother and my close family. Being in a single parent household, you're doing what you feel is best for, the protecting of your child. You know what I mean? Whether it's giving them everything that they need and want so that they don't, like you said, don't have to. I found myself doing that too. Like just making sure that my son didn't gravitate towards, those type of crowds that was out there trying to get things that he wanted that I couldn't provide. You know what I mean? So I found myself, doing those type of things. But in the interim, it didn't, sometimes, those type of tactics don't allow the children to actually, earn or learn how to get those things on their own by hard work and, putting in efforts to do things, etc. So it's definitely hindering.
So let's break this down. I just need a yes or a no on these questions. Where do y'all stand on discipline as far as whipping a fucking ass? Where do y'all stand at? Yes or no on discipline?
Yes. I got my ass whooped. He got his ass whooped. That's it.
Let us know in the comments. Where do y'all stand?
Pistol whip. Y'all know about me and the pistol whipping. Whip that ass.
KD. We're not pistol whipping our kids. Now you taking it too far. A normal popping, a normal pop beating. I might give my son, a shot to the chest or to the stomach, something like that. A normal beating, Katie. We ain't talking about pistol whipping.
Pistol whip.
Now you're doing child abuse. Now you
right.
Yeah, you're taking it too far. All right, so where do y'all stand on the grade issue? Like, if the kid is getting bad grades, are you still buying him something for Christmas, his birthday, whatever? What are you doing when it comes to gifts if he's not doing right with his grades, or he or she?
Yeah.
Most on the real.
Time, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Katie.
Well, on the real, now y'all know I'm not a valid person like that. But on the real, the way I did with my son, every report card for every A that he received, I gave him $5. For every B that he received, he got 2. After that, he didn't get anything. So if he brought those grades home, I didn't mind going broke for him.
But hold on, Katie. So do you believe that that's your thing? Like, they got to get paid for getting good grades, or are you just supposed to get good grades?
You're supposed to get good grades regardless. I mean, you have to get the good grades, but that was just my way of rewarding him for working hard on getting the good grades. Because my philosophy of what I told him in the real life, when you get out there, the better job that you have, the more money you're gonna make. So you make these top grades, you'll get this top money.
As you look back, as you look back on things, what is considered good grades? Like, what do we consider good grades?
That's a good question, though, because I have to go through this shit with my son all the time. He'll be like, "But I'm passing." I'm like, "That's not fucking good enough." So my son will consider C's and D's, as long as he's passing, that he's getting good grades. To me, I believe you should be at least aspiring. If you're not on honor roll, you should be aspiring to be on honor roll.
Mhm.
That's what I believe is good.
Let's talk about that though. You know, as we all come to find out, we always pumped in our minds that you got to go to higher learning. You got to get this higher learning education to be successful in life. I did higher learning. I went to college and graduated with a degree in college. But those teachings that we learn in college, are they really preparing us for life, true life events?
I believe you need both. I think you need both.
And is good grades a necessary requirement for us to be able to live life and sustain life on a grand scale?
I think the good grades is two part. It's you should get good grades just for the knowledge of it. And then the second part is the discipline that it takes to continuously get good grades.
Yep.
So I think it's two parts to that.
Yeah, definitely. Discipline is what I was thinking too.
The reason why I asked that question about good grades, right? Because we all know what we're passionate about. Right. And we all know, we may go to school and we're there to learn just because that's what we're supposed to.
Hold on now. I'm glad that you're there. So are you trying to say that if somebody's exceptionally well at a trade, that you could just say fuck the grades?
In a sense, does the grades matter if that's not your passion and that's not your calling? Because look, how many of us are really, really doing what we went to school for?
Right.
When we go to school and we learn and we go to these colleges and we go to these other avenues after regular school, how much of it are we retaining and using in real life? Are we just using the structure of we supposed to wake up every day on time, get ready, be out the house by a certain time, get to work on time, work really hard to grow somebody else's business?
All right, I can answer that for you now. Like I said in my book, right? My dad used to do this thing where he would make me sit at the table and he wouldn't help me. And what that taught me was, you gotta figure this shit out. You gonna be sitting here all fucking day, so you gotta figure this shit out. So that one little thing taught me that you gotta do both. You gotta have both. Whatever you're good at, you still have to have. You don't have to know everything about everything, but you have to have a little bit of knowledge about, whatever. You got to have some kind of knowledge about everything. If you could, you got to continuously learn.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. As I shared on Thursday, I grew up in a 2-parent home, but the parent that was in there wasn't my biological parent. That was my stepfather. But he took those lessons that I've learned under that structure was so vital to where I'm at today, right? Because I seen a man take on a responsibility that quote unquote wasn't his.
Right.
And he ran with it. Not only did he run with it, he succeeded in building from this mold or this hard image a man. Where on the flip side, I had my biological father, who is in my life now, still in my life, who wasn't there for those moments. But those moments was helped created by his lack thereof. And also this other man stepping in to show me what it really was, right? So I'm saying, could life events help you to build those type of characters where schooling really doesn't?
Facts. It's all a cycle. Like, it's all a circle. It all goes together. So even though you might learn something from a situation in your life, you still learn patterns. The patterns that you learn in school is how you learn. So it's not actually the classes and the dumb shit that they're teaching you. It's the patterns of learning that you need.
The structure, right?
Right.
Waking up, making sure you're on time, making sure you complete your assignments, making sure that you're doing your very best to get that assignment correct to the point where it's a passing grade. Not just a passing grade, but a good grade, right? We learn those structures, which those structures can be carried out throughout our daily lives, right? Waking up on time, making sure that we go to work, we do our very best, or even putting our best foot forward in our own lives or with our own businesses, to sustain ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so let me ask y'all.
Exactly.
So as far as household chores, do y'all think that kids should be paid for that? Why you
I,
laughing?
we are paid for it, for real. As a child,
Yeah. Yeah, if you think about it.
right? Room or you
If you think about it.
you get a nice cozy room that's yours,
Right.
right? You get full access to the refrigerator.
Right.
You get full access to TVs and the electricity in the home. So yes, we are paid for it in a sense, right? And you're paid for it up until you're legally of age to be able to do it on your own. At a certain time, we know that those benefits cut off and we have to be able to do it on our own at some point, right? So yes, we are paid. It's the luxuries that come along with it after you do what you're supposed to do, right? You may get a couple dollars on the side. You may get a nice little, you might get a little trinkets and prizes along the way. But those things right there build character. You got to do it.
Right. Yeah.
I always said for the life of me, why do I got to keep this room clean if I'm living in it? But I know I'm a stickler when it comes to keeping my house clean. I even hired a maid that comes in 2 times a week and cleans up because I want to make sure my domain is how I want it. And now I can appreciate why my mom and dad said, keep your room clean, because it was building character. To say, when you get your own, you will appreciate it the same way I appreciate mine. And I want to keep mine the way it was when I got it. So now I can understand why they said, keep your room clean. Do what you got to do. You know why? Because that was building character for when I got my own shit, that I would keep my own shit right. It's so funny. When my mom and dad come to my house and visit, my dad got this running joke. My dad always like, you don't live here. This is not the Nell I've raised. You don't live here.
Hold on.
House because it's so clean.
Hold on now. I want to address something that Ebony was talking about. So she said, I pay my kids $20 a month. If I have to ask any time within that month, you get nothing. Then she said, because they want to buy stuff too. That part where they want to buy stuff is what I want to talk about. Because my son always is talking about having money, right? So, his birthday, graduation, and prom, all of this was in like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So within this 2-week process, like between me, his mom, his grandmom, whatever, he probably had a good $1,000 to $1,500. And do you want to know how much he has now and what he spent it on?
Got $14.
What he buy?
He got about $50 left, and he spent it on like going out to eat. Like my son will go to like Prime 112 and shit like that. Like that's how spoiled he is. Like he's going to like high-end restaurants spending like $200, $250.
Go Tay, as you should.
Yeah. So, he spent all that money. What'd you say, K-Day?
Bougie.
He's bougie.
Oh yeah, he's bougie.
Nothing wrong with it.
He's a Gemini. He's bougie.
If your parents got it, shit, spend it.
So he probably got like 3 hoodies because even though it's summertime, my son will still rock his hoodies and still always continuously buy hoodies. He probably got like 45 hoodies. So he blew that whole wad. And the reason why I'm saying this is because he's starting to learn how to do tattoos. So instead of buying tattoo material, equipment, he blew that wide. And the reason he did that is because he has no cares. he has no cares. He has all this entitlement to feel like, well, I don't need to, instead of buying the equipment that I need to make more money or to flip that, I'm gonna just blow it.
I'm gonna have fun with it. Right.
Oh, mom and dad gonna come through.
No, I'm not. Shit, exactly. I already told him. Like, my time is up. The jig is up. I already told him.
The jig is up.
It's time for you to, cut the cord and get your shit together. I already told him the jig is up. So stop just blowing money on dumb shit. If this is what you want to do, invest in yourself and get it cracking.
Yo, it's funny that you say that. I had to learn it the hard way. You know, we guys, we boys, we men, and at a certain point, you get treated as such, right? I remember this incident as if it was 5 minutes ago. I remember I used to work at UPS, and I was still in college, so I was going back and forth to school, working, because I was going to a local campus for the first 2 years. I remember one day going to work. I had a car, going to work. I got my check, was driving to go cash the check to do whatever I want. I think I was going to the mall, on my way to the mall, right? I broke down on 95, right, where the stadiums was. So I called my mom, whatever. The first thing we do is call our parents. We can't survive without our parents' help, it seems like. So got the car towed home. Had the check on me, so I was able to let her give me the money from the check because I had to pay this tow truck guy.
Right.
And then 20 after I got all that squared away, I went back to her and said, "Yo, can I get some money? I want to go to the mall. I want to go to the movies." As my mom, she still gave it to me, but she said, "I need to talk to you." When I came back in, she said, "I need to talk to you. I really need to have a conversation with you." She said, "I don't consider you a man. You shouldn't consider yourself a man either." And this is coming from, and she said, this is coming from a place of not just being your mother, but as being a woman.
Right.
Don't no woman want no broke ass man. Right. Don't no woman want no man that can't take care of her or do something for her. Second of all, as a man, you should always have a couple of dollars in your pocket. And I ain't just talking about 50, I'm talking about a couple hundred because of situations like that. Let's say your car does break down. You have to get it fixed. You should be able to you should have
hold on. I want to stay right there while you speaking on that.
All right.
So is this fair treatment for daughters and sons?
It's not. I don't know. I don't know if my sister ever had to learn those hard lessons. I think what she was showing me was you can't. Who you at a certain point as a man, who are you going to turn to if you can't turn to yourself?
Right.
Because ain't nobody going to be there for you if you can't be there for yourself as a man, right? So she was saying you should always have money on hand to be able to cover any expense that you want to do. If you want to go to the movies, if you want to eat, if something happens to your car, if something happens to you, you should always be able to have enough money on hand to take care of your responsibilities. And if you don't, you can't go.
Right.
And that has resonated in my mind to this day. That's why I work so hard. Is because I want what I want when I want it. And I know I can't depend on nobody but myself to get me those things. Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's an attitude and a mindset that we all should have. Not just a man, right, but also women, that there's responsibilities that we owe to ourselves to have. In the event something happens.
Wait a minute, Nell, because we know if Guadalupe came calling, you is not giving out these hard lessons.
You're gonna give her whatever she wants. We already know.
That's baby girl. That's my baby. Yeah. But it's funny that you say that because I have a 21-year-old brother who is more or less more than my brother and more like my son, right? And I have to implore these hard lessons to him, but still kind of towing that edge of being there to help him out, because I don't want him to turn to the streets. I don't want him to do silly shit to get money just to be able to go take his old girlfriend out to the movies or buy the latest sneaker or whatever the case may be, right? I'm still young enough to understand that, what's going on. I'm still hip enough to where he can still wear my stuff. Like, it's crazy. I buy 2 and 3 of everything because I know I can give it to him because he's going to want it, or he's going to come here knowing that I got that. So where it's like, so am I facilitating, am I building a monster to where I'm letting him think that he don't have to be responsible because his big brother / dad is going to be responsible for him? And that's the line that we toe when we make these responsibilities, because we always want our kids to have better. Even if we had good, we want them to have better. We don't want them to struggle. We want them to be able to live life and enjoy life without that struggle situation. So again, Guadalupe called, I'm giving it to her because that's my child, and that's the thing that hampers them in the long run. But I think this to be the case, if you teach them right, regardless of when they call, they still know in the back of their mind that they still have to be responsible for themselves. Like I want it to be a last resort type of situation, or even if it's not a last resort, that I still have to be able to cover myself, and this is the last ditch effort to say, all right, I got to go to my dad because I just can't handle it. And then I'm gonna be a little bit more sympathetic and say, all right, you don't come to me all the time. You must really need it, so here it is.
Yeah. See, my situation is different because I always knew since they was little that I was going to have to worry about my son more than my daughter. My daughter was always like, I'm going to get it however I get it. When she was like 16, she thought she was Jamaican. She was working like 3-4 jobs and going to high school, and I had to stop her. Like, yo, you doing too much. I need you to focus on getting this diploma, and you need to settle down. It ain't that serious. But my son was mainly always around me, both his parents. My daughter was going back and forth. So people don't know how that affects the kids and their mindsets. So my daughter was always instilled into just make it happen. And my son was always had both his parents. So he's that spoiled kid that just be like, if my dad don't get it, my mom will get it. My mom don't get it, my grandma gonna get it. Somebody gonna get it. I'm gonna sit in this room and play PlayStation.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of spoiling.
Tough lesson, right? Especially nowadays in these times, right? Because it's like we know what's out there in the street, and we try to protect them so much so they don't have to go out there because it's so easy to get caught up for something stupid and little, and we try to safeguard them from that and hurting them in the process.
Now I'm telling y'all some unnormal kids that you want to meet that are they're not kids. Ebony children, most well-behaved children you have ever seen. I promise you. They don't even act like children.
Katie,
they don't even act like children.
You're saying that. I want to know, how do they interact with other kids?
That's a good question.
Great. When they are around them, great. No problems whatsoever. They are very mature, very more. They're advanced. I will say that. But when they are around other kids,
that's what I'm asking, Katie. So when they get around the other kids that just want to play and bullshit, how does that resonate?
They actually play with them. They do. They actually flow in and play with them. I can actually say they do.
That's a great question. You know what I mean? As crazy as that may sound to whoever it may sound crazy to, we got to do diligence to our kids to let them be kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you don't learn anything if you don't stumble and fall and get up and say, shit, that hurt. So either you want to feel that hurt again or you don't. And that's what makes the book kind of builds character. I don't like how that pain felt. So I know if I stay away from this, I ain't going to have to feel that. Right? But then too, growing up too fast, being too grown, being too mature, we miss out on those childhoods, and then we try to recreate those things in the future. Look at these women that may have had kids, or these people that may have had kids early age, 14, 15, 16. And they now in their 40s and late or 50s now. They trying to recreate their teen years, and it's like, what? And they trying to be best friends to their kids. And it's weird. Right? Yeah. And it's almost like they're trying to live vicariously through their children to have that childhood again, or have those teen years again, and their kids are suffering from it, or they're suffering from it, and they don't know how to be a parent. They know how to be more or less a friend. Right? But shout out to those that are teaching their kids that good lesson of maturity, respect.
The balance.
You know what I mean? Maturity, respect, and all of that, and still allowing them to be kids. Shout out to those parents that are doing the very best that they can, regardless of whatever the situation is. Because, You know what I mean? You may know what's best for your kids, or you know what's best for your situation around you. You know.
All right, people, make sure y'all are liking and sharing the video. Make sure that y'all are subscribed to the channel. The thumbs up button that's underneath the video is real simple and easy right there. You know, that helps our algorithm so other people can find us and we can continue to grow. And make sure if you want a membership, there should be a join button over there. And we will be posting a promo video soon to, describe it in detail what all the membership perks are. I have something special for that too that I just thought about the other day. So all the membership people, there's going to be a lot of more, gifts and stuff for y'all coming soon. But are y'all ready? What's up?
What's up with these t-shirts?
What's up?
What's up with them? Like, what they look like? What they got going on? You see these? What we got on?
Yeah.
We
already know what it is. Man.
We got the names on them. KD got the original one.
All right.
Each wearing the gang motto. Me and T got the Four Horsemen t-shirt, as we call it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
The Mount Rushmore t-shirt.
Facts.
I mean,
if y'all want a t-shirt, hit up me or Nell in the inbox, and we'll make sure we get that out for you. But what's up, man? What we doing, man? What's next?
What it's on ideology, right?
Ideology.
Ready for
Is it that?
Y'all ready for
Oh yeah.
Man, I might make y'all brain hurt tonight, man. I had a long day, man. I had a long day. Once I have a long day, my brain is concerned, man.
Oh shit.
Right. How far away is he from UT? How far away?
3 hours.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Aisha had to go to work after that. That's a whole nother hour and a half.
Oh damn!
You're a good father, T. You're a good father.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're doing what you got to do, and you're working by exactly what his dad's doing.
Yeah, but he good though, man. All right, so this is what I want to talk about in ideology tonight. So you can take it to, wherever you want to take it, as far as to a relationship, as far as to your family, as far as to your children, as we just spoke about money, with the kids. I want to know from y'all, do y'all think that money equals love or control?
Control. I mean, it can equal both, but I think people more or less use it to control.
All right, Katie. So since you're saying control, would you rather be the person in control? Look at Nell. This is a fool. Would you rather be the person in control, or would you rather be a kept woman?
Hell, keep me. Shit.
Wait a minute, Katie. Wait a minute, Katie.
Ain't no shame in my game. Keep me.
Wait a minute, Katie. So as being a kept woman, these come with rules and stipulations, right?
Control.
You got to watch what you wear. You got to watch if you can go outside. You got to watch all these little things if you want to be.
You mean if I can go outside? Now, wait a minute. Now, I will compromise, but I'm still not going to lose who I am.
You gotta make sure that my plate is ready when I come home. You gotta make sure
I can do that.
Clean. You gotta ask if you want to do something. If you want to buy something, you gotta come ask me.
Whoa. Ask or discuss.
No, you gotta ask. You gotta ask. You said you.
As I said, we will be doing some compromise. You can keep me a little bit. Now you can't keep every damn thing.
You want to be a kept woman. These is what goes along with it.
All right.
Katie, I used to have this friend from New York, right? And he used to always tell me, "Yo, I just need to make enough money so I could cheat on my girl and she not care." That was his whole goal in life. His whole goal in life was like, yo, I just got to keep making money. I got to make enough money so I can cheat on my girl and she don't care. That was his whole goal in life.
Wow. Wow.
Madness.
So what's your thought?
Yeah, I agree. Control. Like, You can say love in a sense, but I think control is the primary focal point
Mm-hmm.
in that. The reason that I say that is because you think about we're controlled by the amount of money we make to be able to pay our bills every month. We're controlled about
Mm-hmm.
with you know money. Just there's a control factor in love and life and friendships and raising your children and common interactions. You know what I mean? Money is boiling down to control, in my
Ebony, I don't
opinion.
agree with that, Ebony, because I don't love money.
What did Ebony say?
She said, it's an interesting question. She said, I think love because people love money, and I usually give money out of love. I don't love.
Now she do.
I'm gonna
She
tell y'all.
does.
I'm gonna tell y'all why I have a love hate relationship with money, because I've seen money break up my family in multiple occasions.
Mm.
That's why I have a love hate relationship with money, because I've seen, this person may die, and then this person may have had a life insurance policy on them, and then you don't give this person none of that money, and then now we not speaking, and it's just a continuation of cycle.
So Carmel said, would you
But
say
it's the people, it's not the money that is evil,
It,
it's the
it,
people that's
it
making the
stems from the money,
situation.
but it stems from the money, KD. If the money wasn't there, none of this would be happening.
Mm. Money
question?
is not
Money
evil.
control.
We got a
That's
question
true.
from one of our top fans, Uncensored Minds top fans right here. So would you say being kept is the same as being submissive?
I believe that is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
All
agree.
right.
And I can
So,
be submissive. I totally can be submissive. I know it look like I can't, but I can.
so I could say, KD, since I'm paying all these bills and doing all this, I need you to shut the fuck up
Yeah.
and just go
See,
to
that
sleep.
be the thing.
You good with
That
that?
be the thing.
You good? And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna be back in this motherfucker when I get back in this motherfucker. And don't ask me about where I'm at and what I'm doing. You good with all that?
Skirt! Skirt!
Right, but that's what it all comes with,
Okay.
though.
That's what comes
Seriously,
with it.
it does.
Yeah.
It comes with
Yeah.
all of it.
Which is
It's
why I've never
crazy.
been a kept woman.
You could conform a little bit in a sense, even not being
Yeah.
kept. You know what I mean? You can conform in a sense to some
Oh,
certain things,
yeah.
but then if you think about getting down to the nitty gritty where you come and go as you please, you tell me to shut the fuck up and say what you want to say, and you can't do this, you can't do that. I don't think it's worth all that shit.
Right. All right. So let, so let me
Nah, it
let
ain't.
me tell y'all that a lot of kids were raised from money, so it's whereas though their parents didn't always have the time for them, or they just had other shit going on. So they might have just been like, well, here's $50, just go play, whatever, go
Right.
get
Out
yourself
of
something.
guilt.
And that's just no, it wasn't even guilt. It was just that I just got other shit to do.
Guilt. The
Nah,
parents, they just give it to them and tell them they can't spend time with them. So,
KD, it wasn't guilt. It was just that sometimes this could even be a learned behavior. So it wasn't always out of guilt. It's just that this is how I'm raising you. That I'm making sure that you always have money and you don't have to bother me. But I'm not
Can,
spending time. I'm not spending time with you. I'm not teaching you anything. I'm just paying
that
my
is
way
so true. That
through.
is
we
so
give
true.
a definition? Can we back up? Let's back up for a minute. Can we give a definition on what a kept person is? What that look like? What that mean?
Ish, what's up?
What, a kept woman? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that being kept means, having, whether it be male or female, a person, the significant other, being the breadwinner, being the main provider, where, you don't have to do anything but be what they need you to be. They provide the financial stability and structure, and you provide all of the things that are in between.
So also
In between, what does the provide in between look like?
Well, being front and center for whatever they need you to be, for them, whether that be making sure the house is kept clean, making sure that the errands are run, making sure that, their clothes are ironed or picked up from the cleaners. You know what I mean? being quiet, being and conforming to what it is that the person with the financial control, wants to do and how they want to live their life, and you just fit into their bubble.
But also as a woman, or this could even be as a man, do you love that person, or do they give you a sense of security because they take care of everything financially?
So true.
So
So
I think
true.
it's a sense of
And see, you
security.
can start out loving them, but then it end up being a sense of security, and you become dependent upon that person.
But
In which
KD,
case,
but Katie, you don't think you can start out with that sense of security and not ever love them?
well, yeah, some of them, well, yeah, I'm quite sure they do. I mean, that's probably the purpose of them going that way if they feel like that person can be a sense of security for them. So,
I got a
yeah,
question. I'm
totally.
still trying to understand this
I know.
part. What does that
Mhm.
look like? Being meaning you're okay with being kept, Katie. Since you said you would like to you
Wait a
wouldn't mind.
minute now.
I'm just trying to
I
understand
was
clarity to that.
okay.
I'm still
Right.
and
Wait,
I'm
wait a minute. Wait a
my mind
minute now.
right
Wait
now.
a minute. Hold on, Katie. I got this. No. So you got this old head, and she's saying, I'm gonna buy you all the sneakers you want. I'm gonna make sure you got a new will, but you need to be in this house at a certain time, and you need to perform, to A grade every time, and you need to be just me and you.
Mhm.
But I don't want you to work. You just have to, do A, B, C, D. You good with that?
No, not. I'm not good with that. I don't want to be kept. I want an equal partnership. And what I mean by equal partnership is I want both of us to be able to contribute. And the reason why is if something happens to me, if I'm the sole breadwinner of the home and something happens to me, I want to be able to. I want to be comfortable in knowing that my significant other is able to get it just like we got it, like I got it, right? And that continue to go on, right? Um, I don't want someone to be dependent upon me and lose their self, because what happens when you get this sense of calm and security and everything is cool and then a bump in the road happens? How will you know how to maneuver if you're so dependent upon me to do everything?
Right.
In my background of being in this financial world, I've seen so many times where I had a sole breadwinner pass,
Yeah.
and their significant other came in or their widow came in at this point and said, I don't know what to do now.
Right.
He took care of
Exactly.
all the bills. He took care of everything. All I had to do was exist. I
Right.
don't want that, because now you're searching and you're trying to come up with answers to something that you should have known what it was from the beginning. Who wants someone who just wants to exist? That shit ain't fun.
But some
What
people,
happens is that
wait a minute, no. What about the people that just want to exist?
why would they just want to exist?
Because they
Right?
don't want to do
Because
shit.
they don't want
This
to
is the
do
thing. What
shit.
happens?
They don't
What
want to do
happens?
Yeah, you
shit.
got some people like that.
But what
You got
happens
Yeah.
a lot of
is
people that don't want to do shit.
that's cool. But what happens is they lose their voice.
Right? But they
Their
don't care.
voice.
They don't care. And that's the crazy part
So
about it now. They don't.
why would you
Hmm.
want to lose yourself for the sense of quote unquote security? Because security is not always permanent. Ain't always
Exactly.
ain't always status quo.
Right, but you're speaking from a logical point of view. What I'm trying to tell you is that there is people that be like, I just want to be a wife.
Okay, but you can be a wife, and I can be a husband, and we still can coexist in
Together.
this arrangement or in this
Right.
partnership where it
Hold
doesn't
on,
have.
hold on, hold on, hold on. No. Did you see Katie's face light up when she said she wanted to be a cat woman?
Catwoman.
But I think people
Okay,
this misconception.
you do realize that I'm not a kept woman material. Can you imagine? Now, I will say, during my marriage, I was very we lived like that. I, I mean, I contributed to the bills. If there was nothing like that. But I mean, as far as me doing what I had to do in the house, him doing what he had to do outside of the house, he was the main breadwinner. I had no problem compromising. But when it came to like totally controlling me, that was the time he did. But when it stopped. Because, like Nell said, you don't want to lose yourself.
Who the
I,
fuck wants
I,
to be
I don't want
controlled
to
at
lose
any
myself.
point? I
This
don't
is
want
Mhm.
nobody to have
crazy.
control over me to the point
But
where
there,
they're
Yo,
doing
Nell, this
for
is
me.
what I'm
listen,
trying to
to
say.
live a lifestyle, it's so
Yes,
many people that will relinquish their being
right.
just to live a certain
Hmm.
lifestyle
Oh
in a
no,
certain
no,
way.
you know
It's
this
crazy.
firsthand. You know this firsthand that these women go to NBA games half naked and just waiting for a baller to come scoop them and take
It's
care of
not
them.
even. It's not even
Well, now
NBA.
that's a different kind
Real
of
life.
guilty.
I know
Mhm.
What's the
real
That's
life
difference?
a,
What's
situations, and
the difference, KD? What's the difference, KD?
because they are okay. Let's take it to P Valley. Mercedes, is that her name? The one that the coach is keeping it to. You know, he's keeping her, but she still have her own life that she can do what she want to do.
Right, but that's a different kind of arrangement. That's not like a she can't do nothing else outside of that. That's
Right.
just a
Right.
who don't want to do something for
I'm talking
themselves though? Like,
what I'm trying to
so
tell you now.
at that point, you're not, you're not. Can you? Cause all right. So my question is this: if you are being kept, can you consider yourself an adult, or are you a dependent now?
What's up?
Dependent.
It's
You're
pretty much
Yeah.
dependent upon
dependent.
your
You
spouse
would
Hmm.
totally be
to,
a
to
dependent.
facilitate a lifestyle for you. What happens if once that lifestyle something happens to that lifestyle, something jumps in front of that
Yeah, I saw
lifestyle
that summer
and
league
it
today.
crashes, can you sustain or are you then walking away? That kept person. Now,
No, they walking away to
But
the
you know
next
what?
one. They
Yeah,
walking
and
away
but
to
you know
the
what I was
next
getting
one.
ready to say? You know why it's
Yeah,
easy for
they're gonna
some
find a next
people?
one.
Because they don't have a voice.
Right,
They don't have a voice, period.
they
right.
no,
So,
they don't have a voice. They relinquished their voice. They had a chance.
No, no, no.
right, but
Some
that's what I'm
people don't
saying.
have a
Like
voice.
some people just
Yeah, some
don't
people don't have a
know
voice at
where to
all.
They
find their
don't
voice
want
or
it.
to have a
Right,
voice, and they don't want it. So
right.
They
therefore,
don't want it.
they will exchange it for a lavish lifestyle or not to have
Hmm.
to do, certain things. Like it's
Exactly.
crazy as it may seem. Like some people just don't have a voice, don't know how to find it, don't know where
But
to
this,
find it.
Hold on,
that's
hold
cool.
on,
That's
hold
cool.
on.
But this is what happens. This is what happens in today's society
Right,
is where we have these
Mhm.
mindsets of I want to be kept.
right.
And
Mhm.
you run into this person who don't want a relationship that's based upon me doing everything and you just living and experiencing it, right? They want that
Hmm.
same kind of energy. And then you get these relationships where, all right, I'm not saying the same energy is being put into something, or you think you're putting yes, this energy in because you being supportive or something when I need more than that.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. No,
And it's this tug of war
no. I'm gonna give you a
where,
prime
oh,
example.
I'm this good
Hold on,
woman.
no, hold on, no, no, hold on,
Right.
This shit
no.
got me.
No, about to snap.
I
No, listen,
it's because it's
no,
Yeah.
listen,
crazy. It's
no,
crazy.
Yeah.
listen, no, listen. I know this girl who had 2 kids by this dude, right? And he paid all. They broke up. He still paid all her bills because he didn't want her to talk to nobody. He still paid all her bills for like 5 years just because he didn't want her to talk to nobody. So there
Wow.
is people that's with this shit.
Not even that. I even seen people that they want to be married just because.
Right. So they can have somebody take
And,
care
and
of
and not showing the other person the reason why you're the right one to marry.
them. Right.
They don't understand that it's this audition process that we are in the audition process when we are courting and dating, right?
Right.
The moment I ask you to marry me is that the audition process is over, and I'm offering you the role of my other half, right?
No, no. So you don't think people choose security over love?
Oh hell yeah! But the thing, when does the precedent of loving yourself and being there to be able to facilitate for yourself outweigh
I'm
just
saying
being kept?
they don't care about that.
Mhm.
They don't care about that.
That's
But we not.
so
So people actually do be kept. I mean, seriously, do people actually be kept?
Yes. What you mean?
yeah.
Who can afford to keep somebody in this day
But
and
this is
time?
Plenty of
my
people,
question
KD.
was this. So the
People,
question was,
wait, hold on now. I seen people do this on the project level, KD. Like I seen people do this on the project level. Like
Right.
she
Right.
married,
Wow.
she can go get her hair and nails done, and she don't work or nothing. They chilling. I seen people do this on the project level. So this is like how you said about the NBA players is a different level. Yeah, it's a different level financially, but this shit still works
Right.
all the way
Wow.
down to broke motherfuckers, and it's even homeless motherfuckers that's still doing this shit.
I can't.
So that guy who you said he paid this girl because he didn't want her to see anybody. Did she not see anybody? I bet you she was still
Yeah.
seeing people.
No, she didn't.
She ain't had no need to.
Right.
She was having everything taken care
KD,
of.
if you're somebody who you don't, if you can just focus on taking care of your kids, and all your shit is paid for, they don't even be thinking about that other shit.
Mm-mm.
So she was still seeing him then?
No, they don't even be thinking about that other shit. She's just focused on taking care of kids and buying shit. That's why I said some people only care about security over that. Like that means more to them than love.
Wow.
That's wild.
so that's why we got to be a
That
little
is
careful.
wild.
We so quick to open our mouths and say, "Oh, I'll choose being kept over anything else." But like, then you come with stipulations, right? Or I want to be kept, but you got to keep me the way I want to be kept. Does that
Right,
make sense?
right. That's
Mhm.
how it is.
Mm-mm.
How it
Like
is.
we got to start thinking before we just open our mouth and blurt out shit just because it's
No. You know how many people is in relationships that they don't want to be in because that other person is paying their bills.
not.
Mhm.
But do you understand
Yeah.
that the reason why people don't you got some people who don't conform in relationships because they choose to want something better for you than you want for yourself,
Right, but
right?
that,
Or
Right.
they not pushing forward the envelope because you not pushing forward yourself. Like you got a lot of people in these friends relationships or these relationships that the other party just wants to see you do something for yourself,
right, but no.
so they can say,
Hold
"Oh
on,
shit, I
hold
got
on, no, hold
dinner
on.
next to me."
Hold on, no.
Mhm.
Once again, you're speaking from logical points of views.
But I don't think
Everybody
people
doesn't have
understand
to.
this. I think they take this as a oh, this person ain't into me, or this person ain't the right person for me. I gotta go try out all these other people. You know why? You know why the shit's failing you? It's
Right.
because you're not true to yourself. You're not
Right.
showing your true potential. People want to fucking see the person standing on the side of me is a fucking worker. Is a
Mhm.
hard worker. They gonna get to it in the event that I can't no more, or something happens that I can. We still gonna survive.
Wait a minute, no, I agree with you. What I'm saying
Mhm.
is, I know plenty of men that be like, I need her to take care of X, Y, and Z, and that's it.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
for me, I'm gonna speak from my thing. I'm gonna speak from my own thing. What I need from you to take care of, I need you to be able to take care of you.
Yeah. Right.
Right? Not saying I need you to take care for us. Take care of you to the point where you got you in the event that something happens to you or me, or something happens to this whole thing that we built.
No, I
Right?
agree with you. All I'm saying
I
is,
need
we
you to
see
be
this
able to
shit
depend
every
on you.
fucking day.
Every
I
day.
need you to be able to depend on you, because if you don't, then what do we truly have?
Have. Right.
No,
Right?
Mhm.
And people confuse that with,
wait a
oh,
minute. Wait
he
a
ain't the
minute.
right person. He
Wait
wasted
a
my time
minute.
all these years.
No, hold on now. Wait a minute. No.
Got it in me, man.
Because I know plenty of females that every fucking day they be like, yo, I can't wait to get a husband so somebody can help me with these fucking bills.
Or
That's
not even just
wow.
that. Not even with I'm trying to get a husband so he can. I just. Why do you want a husband? That's the question.
Because
What
they
do you
want
want a
somebody
husband
to
for?
help them with
To
the
take care of you,
bills.
or
Yeah.
do you want a companion that y'all can work together?
They don't care about that no more.
It's
I know they
definitely
don't.
lost.
I
It's
know they don't.
definitely lost.
I
It's
know they don't
definitely
care about
lost.
that shit no more. People will walk away from you so quickly because you don't
Mhm.
you don't meet their standards of what they
Right.
want. I
Right.
want to be a wife. Well, why do you want to be a wife?
Right.
What
And
are
see,
you
this
what
is the
qualities are you
thing.
showing that you're showing that you want to be a
Mhm.
wife?
That's
or
what
you
I'm
want to
trying
be a
to tell
husband?
you know. That's why they want to be a wife. They want the security. It's
Right,
not.
they want
It's not about the
Of
love.
what though? The
Right.
security of what?
My bills being paid.
Right.
How
It
do you
just
know that? How do you know by being a wife that your bill's gonna be paid just because you're a wife?
Because you're doing
This
it.
person could literally be their own situation and not knowing what it is. Because let's say this person never been a husband.
Right.
You want to be a wife to somebody who's never been a husband. How do you know that they got their shit together to
Right.
be that?
Right. No, but
You
this
should
because
still be able to
people
be true to yourself and say,
hold
all
on.
right, I'm
Hold
still
on,
good to
no.
myself to where I'm bringing this energy
Right.
into this relationship
Right.
where even if this person ain't a husband yet, we
Right.
gonna figure it out because I don't know how to be a
But
wife yet.
that's
I've never
but
been that. And
Hold on,
and
no,
I'm
hold
gonna
on. No, let you say what you gonna say.
no, that's solid thinking right there
Right.
from a solid man. That's solid thinking from a solid human being and natural, realistic interactions with the opposite sex. In this day and age, we have so many people that it's not that they compartmentalize what it is that you can do for me. And when you can't do that for me, I got Joe Schmo
Right.
on the line, not
Right.
Joe Schmo, Jill on the line, and she gonna do for me anything that you can or what I need her to do for me. So therefore, women and men compartmentalize what they need from an individual instead of being whole and well-rounded in their thinking, just like as you are, and you're displaying that of which is true and how things should be.
but
But
what they,
that's just
all right.
not the
So
real.
when they sit up there, all right, I'm real quick. So when they sit up there and say Joe Schmo or Jill can do this for me,
Right.
what are they really doing for you?
They're
Just
they're they're
They're feeding you.
satisfying the
They're
need
feeding you.
at that point in time. That's it. They're satisfying their what they need at any given point in time.
Right.
But it really be
That's all
nothing
they're
though.
doing.
It really be
Right.
nothing though. You know
Right.
why? Because they jumping from situation to situation
Correct.
because they
That's
can't
correct.
find what the fuck they had in the beginning, and they
Right.
can't find what they had in the other person,
Right.
but they don't want to realize it.
Right.
So they try to make excuses and make situations out of the situation. Oh, it didn't work, so I got to go find it. It's weird though.
It
It
is.
Very
is
weird.
weird. It is
Weird, but
weird. And you would think
it's
that people
reality.
wouldn't do that, but it is the reality of it.
Right. This is
So
reality.
therefore people deal with people at a capacity that they want to deal with them in.
Well,
And
I
it's like,
know
I want to be
women.
secure.
I know
So I'm
women.
gonna
I know.
let him pay my bills.
Hold on, Ish. I know women that won't even engage with you, and I mean engage with you as in phone conversations if you're not cutting them no check
Yeah.
from the gate.
Mm.
From the gate, they not even engaging. Like if you're not cutting them no check from the gate, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Wow.
Right.
That's just what it is. It's
It's
crazy.
it's disheartening because in order to build a foundation, you gotta have some type. You gotta have the materials that's necessary to build a structure. It ain't just gonna pop up just out of nowhere. Yeah, you might have eyes on somebody who you see with a future, right? Because you can kind of decipher who got their shit together, right? But at some point, you merging two different entities together to become one. So how can you expect for me to have my shit together, but you don't got your shit together?
They don't care
Then
about.
we come together and it be a build up again thing. Right. So I'm working hard to build up everything over here again that I took to build up me in order to make myself presentable to somebody else that's supposed to be.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, there's people on both sides of this. There's guys that they want that kind of woman, and there's women that's all they want to be. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, and if that's what they want, then I guess they have a happy relationship.
Right.
Each of them have what they want.
They don't have what they want because
Right.
you see it far too often where they're searching for it. And they always searching and they always looking and they always saying how it ain't working. This person wasn't the right person because you're never whole with yourself. Right. If you're not whole with yourself, you can never. There's always a void that you're trying to fill to become whole, and you're always looking to fill that void with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But then once
Right.
that person comes into your life where they're showing you, yo, you really what I want to be, you who I want to be, was they showing you different things that you never even shown yourself, then
Right.
it's a tug of war. Oh shit. Oh yeah, you show me this, but you're not doing this, and you're not. It just be weird, and I don't understand how we got to this point.
Yo, we got to this point because a lot of these little youngins, that's how they was raised by their moms. Like you fucking with a nigga who ain't got no money. Like that's how they was raised.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Somebody said to me, like, "Yo," I was asked, like, I would never move into a woman's.
Hold on, Nell. Have you ever heard? This is the one right here. You shouldn't be fucking a nigga that ain't giving you no money. Like if you give it pussy,
we've heard that many a times.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean?
I heard it. You hear a lot of stuff.
Yes,
Would you move in with me? I would never move in with a woman to her house. Why? It's because that's not mine. That's hers. We can move in together with our own. We can establish our own and move in together, because it should never be a get out. If I'm in her house and she say get out, I gotta get out.
I believe
that's crazy though. She should never
Right?
say no shit like that though.
But you got that though. You
But
got
it
that.
happens. He's right.
Because
I've seen it so
I would
many
never,
times.
if you my significant other, and let's say you moved into my house, right? I would never tell you to get out. Once this is yours, once you come in here, it's yours.
Right.
This is your house. This is our house. This ain't my house. I hate when somebody says shut my refrigerator door. If we all live in a house, it's all of our refrigerators. Shut my front door. It's all of our front door. I'm not with that possessive shit. If we all here, it's all of ours. So I would never move into a woman's house, because she can always say no, get out. And what I got to do, get out and start all over again. We can move in and we can accumulate this shit together.
All right, hold on, now, because Aisha's skating right now. So I need you to answer.
You want your usher?
I need you to answer, Ish. You gotta pick a side. You can't say both. You gotta say, would you rather be the one in control, or would you rather be a kept woman?
I mean, I would rather, if I had to pick a side, yes, I would want to be the one in control. I don't think I could be a kept woman, just because I'm very opinionated, and it's very hard for me to shut up and conform to a lot of things. You know what I mean? It just has to depend on exactly what it is. So I'm going to say control, because I can't, I don't think I could be kept.
But now, doesn't that control involve you taking care of him financially?
Right.
Right,
No,
T?
not necessarily. What you mean?
No,
I mean, that's what he is speaking of it as.
What, control, like taking care of someone financially?
Right.
I mean, listen, I think I can speak for, I agree with Nell. I think it should be equal.
Hey,
I think.
Hey, I just said I just
It's
said
a yes or no.
You got
either or.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna want to have control, whether I'm providing or not. Like, I just feel like I want to have. So I cannot be controlled. I don't think I'm not good at being controlled. So I'm going to say control. And if that means taking care of them, then God damn it, that means taking care of them. Come on, baby. Let me take care of you, honey.
What's the question?
Shit. They will have your ass in here.
The question
at 8
is,
o'clock.
are you being the one kept, or are you doing the keeping?
Either.
You gotta pick one, no.
I can't pick one. I don't want to be nobody. I don't want to be.
They made me choose.
I don't want to be nobody's keeper.
Hush your mouth.
Look at this one. Look at this one.
That's why I said in Tess, hush. I am not controlling you.
And see, that's why I say of the two.
Now they made me choose. Now they made me choose. So you gotta choose.
No, you gotta answer the
question. That's right. Of the two. That's why I chose. I would choose be kept, but I know that I would be like a slave getting beat every day, because I know it's gonna be something that I'm not gonna do that I'm supposed to do.
What's the question? I don't know what the question is.
I told you the question is: are you doing the keeping, or are you being kept?
Neither fucking one.
Pick one.
I don't know.
You gotta pick one.
Pick one.
I'm handicapped. I don't know.
No, they made me. They forced me to choose. You gotta choose.
I gotta
choose one.
I don't want to.
All right, now I'm gonna go while you think.
So he's not playing.
I'm gonna go while you think.
Go ahead. I'm sticking to my shit.
All right. So before, in my younger days, I did have a situation where I was keeping somebody, and I felt myself becoming controlling, and I didn't like that shit. So I guess I would have to be the one being kept. No, you gotta pick a
But
side.
are you willing to relinquish any control that you may have had in otherwise?
Right. No, you gotta pick a side, bro.
I was a dependent for 7 years. The moment I came is when my dependency.
No, you gotta pick a side. You can't escape the
Come
game.
on, Nell, you're handsome. You can be kept
It's
for a little while.
What?
Yeah, you can be kept.
The moment. This is
it's
the thing. People, I'm not going. This is the thing. This is the thing, people. You can't tell y'all saying, "Oh, you gotta pick a side." No, I'm not picking a. I don't want to. I don't want to keep nobody. I want my partner to be my equal, and I don't want to be kept. Nobody can control me.
No, we all want that. I'm just throwing out a hypothetical.
All right, the hypothetical is I'm being kept by God. God is keeping my motherfucking ass in line. He can keep me. That's the only person I'm relinquishing control to. God.
God ain't giving you no head. You love head.
It's just hypothetical, Nell. It's just hypothetical. None of us are gonna be kept on this panel.
I love head, but I'm gonna call Ish for some pocket pussy. I'm gonna buy one.
Right.
If I can't be kept, and I don't want to keep nobody. I'm sorry.
Yo, you gotta pick a side, yo.
I did. It's called the middle.
No, you can't pick the middle, man. You can't pick the middle, man. You gotta pick a side. Man. It's a hypothetical, man.
I don't know how to do hypothetical.
We all pick the side. No, you
have to. Come on, man. Stop it.
And usually on KD, that's the difficult one. I'm glad it's not me tonight.
Ain't no having
y'all in the comments.
Into the question now.
All right,
bye-bye. We gotta pick a side, Joe.
Bye-bye.
You know what? I'm so through with him. You hear me?
Yo, you gotta pick a side, man.
That was God talking.
He said he just didn't leave before he took a side.
You know what? You know what?
What's not? So I got to pick a side of being kept or keep somebody.
Yes.
All right.
I think you're gonna choose being kept.
Hell no. You think Nell can be? You think Nell to being kept tight? I'm a choose keeping something, and the keeping something I'm going to keep is a goldfish.
Come on, man.
Oh my God.
I can't.
Aisha, Katie, y'all now have one credit of not answering Nell's question since he over there bullshitting.
Yes.
Y'all both have one credit of not answering his shit.
Hold up. All right, let me go around the panel. See, you said you want to be kept or you keeping?
Nigga, I said I didn't want to do either, but I said if I got to choose one, I'm being kept because I was being controlling when I was being the keeper.
Ish, what you doing?
I said I want both, but if I had to choose, I would do the keeping.
KD?
And I said if I had to choose, I want to be kept because I know that I'm not going to do everything they say, but I know I'm not going to financially take care of one. So I'll choose to be kept and just deal with the circumstances of me not being compliant.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of Sunday Night Wind Down. KD, what you say? See?
How the fuck is he going around the panel asking our answers?
See? KD and Ish said.
Y'all remember that y'all got a credit on this nigga. Y'all remember that part.
No.
Y'all got a credit on them. If y'all want to skate
Stop playing.
y'all want to skate through something, remember that y'all got a credit.
I'm so passionate. I'm so passionate about that shit. I can't. Kept. I don't want to be kept. That's not a fun.
None of us do now.
And then I don't want to
get except for KD, my bad.
Where I am somebody.
I said my part. I'm through. I chose mine.
I'm a virgin. I guess.
Well, I think it too boils down to a lot of the qualities within yourself. Like T says that he felt like he was doing more of the controlling when he was keeping. You know what I mean? I feel like I can't relinquish control fully, so I don't want to be kept. You know what I mean? So now,
how do Nell look like? How the fuck
And
you
I'm
help
just
me?
gonna
Like, running
pretend to
around the house.
relinquish
And
control.
how do I look like running around the house, vacuuming the house up, cooking the food,
But then
making
you
the
keep
bed,
somebody there.
running
You
the
keep somebody
errands?
there.
Wait
You
a
pay
minute.
their bills and keep
Wait
it.
a minute. Wait a minute. You do that anyway. You gotta vacuum your crib anyway.
That's why I hired Miguel and the Miguelia. That's why I hired I hired a team that come in here and do that shit. I got a cleaner to come in here twice a week and clean. I don't do that shit.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I might have to change my answer because I do have like a problem with somebody trying to control me.
Exactly.
And I think that I've grown. I've grown up enough not to, be controlling, even though I'm, handling everything. So I think I could, side on the side of keeping somebody.
I would have
I'm sticking with my answer because hell, I'm not gonna be controlled. But he'll find that out later on down the road.
Yeah,
you can't teeter-totter though. If you said you want to be kept, you can't teeter-totter and say, I want to be kept today.
I'm not
but you have no
teeter-tottering.
right
I
to
said
keep it.
kept. I'm not teeter-tottering. I said I'd be kept.
But how you gonna sell him? All right, you can keep me under these conditions.
They're not gonna control me.
Yeah, that's why I said that's weird.
Well, he doesn't know that yet. He doesn't know that yet. He doesn't know how
so let's say this.
hard-headed I am yet.
Hold up, let's say this. This is a this is a question then. This is a question that you gotta take forward. Let's say you go into this relationship saying, keep me. I want to be kept. He says, all right, cool. You later down the line say, nigga, I was bullshitting. You can't keep me in the way I want. You want to be kept. And he say, get your ass the fuck out. Now you don't have nothing. What you doing?
Well, I'm not gonna move in with him.
Going to find the next person. That's what they
What do you mean you're not gonna move? You don't have nothing. You don't have no stake in the game. You're being kept. You have nothing to fall back on. No. That's the damages.
No, because as he's keeping me, I'm gonna be stacking money. No. I have something to fall back on.
No money?
No, they go.
He's not giving you no money. Where you making money from the chore that you doing?
No, if he is keeping you, that's what's happening, right? I mean, is that the way it is?
You're not getting no money.
There's a line. Yeah, you're not getting no money, KD. There's a line.
Well, whoa now. Well, then, hell no, then I keep him.
She not fucking switched it up. She said no, fuck it.
Nobody do what y'all getting yourself into before y'all get yourself into shit.
Well, no, then.
How you expect to be kept and telling him you can't keep me this way?
Hey, shit! I say I was gonna make your hair. Look at that.
Yeah, is wild,
bro. I'm
taking all the way serious.
I'm tired as shit. I'm still on Spain time right now. Right now it would have been 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm dead tired. That shit right there woke me up. Thank you.
Yeah, because you started getting up.
He was just going off.
Yeah.
He took that to heart. Nell took that one to heart. He took it to heart.
We are not designed to be controlled. We are not designed to be controlled. That's the reason why we come into this world as individuals to learn how individual qualities. So we be able to.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, Nell. There's a line on both sides of this shit right now.
It's a big line.
It is
and Darnell Cherie Feathers don't play that line. I need to find a wife that's compatible to me, not dependent on me. She's going to depend. Look, as a man,
that's the ideal for everybody.
As a man, I understand my roles and responsibilities in the relationship. I understand my part as being a provider, a protector, a lover, and all that shit. But at the same token, I want to be able to look to my left and to my right and realize I got a fighter, not somebody that's weak and timid and meek. We can't go through the wars together if I'm the strongest one and you the weakest one. The weakest link is always the one that's broken. Now, as I'm trying to get you back ready for war, now the war is attacking me even more because we ain't at full strength.
But that's because you're taking it down the line. That's different. You're moving the goalposts.
I'm not.
No, listen. The goalpost is here. You need her to do what she's doing.
What's she doing?
That's the goal.
Washing dishes?
Whatever.
We get a dishwasher.
You might need some head 4 times a day.
No, that's gonna be regardless.
I can't.
So you telling me, in order for her to give me head, she got to be kept?
Yes.
Then I'm gonna buy a toy from Aish.
Pocket pussy.
No, wait a minute. No, have you not seen this shit going around on Facebook? Like, men want us to be submissive, but they're not doing the shit that for us to be submissive about.
Yo, this is the thing. I don't subscribe to that submissive shit. What the fuck is submit? All I ask you to do is don't inundate me with bullshit. I understand y'all got feelings. I understand the dynamics of men and women. I get it. All I ask is that if we're in a relationship together, we work together and we figure this shit out, and less drama is the best drama, right? That's all I ask. I don't want to control you. I don't tell you what you can do and where you can go. You want to go out and have a good time with your friends, by all means, go ahead. You want to do this and that?
No, this is what
respect our home. That's all I ask. Respect our home.
This is what I'm trying to tell you is that these roles are different for everybody, and you don't have to subscribe to these roles. I'm just trying to tell you that this shit is real.
I know, and that's why I don't play in that real world. That world is not for me. That world of either you in a submissive relationship or you submitting, or this person is your slave. I don't want a fucking slave.
Right.
I want a partner. I don't want a slave. I want a business partner, because this is a business that we're entering. The business is us together.
Hold on. Now, I want to stay right there, because I don't agree with that part right there. I want a partner, but I don't think I want to be business partners with my partner. I think I want to keep that separate. I think I want you to have your own shit.
That's what I'm saying.
And then we talk about shit, but I don't want to do business.
Yeah, I don't want to do business. I want you to be your own boss. Right. We both come together and we fucking make it work. That's when you got the best times, yo.
Hey,
I don't know no
what
other
I'm talking
way.
about. Cookie and damn Lucius.
I don't know no other
but
way.
That's what I'm saying. Not all the time. You know, you have seen husband and wife pairs that are successful in making their relationship work and having business together. Right. So not all the time is it a bad thing. I see where the shit could get really sticky.
I'm just saying for me. I'm just saying for me.
Yeah.
Because I know how hard I go with my business, and I know like sometimes that's gonna be a conflict, because it's like you sleeping and shit. Like I'm trying to get some shit done. Like
right. Yeah, you definitely got to find somebody that's on the same page as you.
Right.
Like the same drive, the same hustle mentality, the same, like, you know what I mean? You got to have that, because if you're not evenly yoked there, it's definitely not going to work. You're going to get irritated as fuck.
Right. Sarah asks a great question. What is submissive? What is the definition of submissive?
This is what the new definition is. I don't know what the old definition is, but the new definition is, if you want me to be submissive, then whatever that thing is, whether it be financially, whether it be whatever, whether it be I want 16 kids, whatever that thing is for that person, you have to do that thing, and then they're going to be submissive. That's what the new definition is.
That's not really a definition.
How's that not really a definition, KD?
What's your definition, KD? What's your definition of submissive?
I'm just going to the books. I mean, the definition of being submissive.
Here we go with KD. KD Google.
I mean, the definition of being submissive is giving in to whatever demands that person has.
And you willing to be
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Said it several times on the show today that
no. I mean, but now there's a compromise with it. Now, not being totally submissive. I have been submissive, but that's in a compromising position. I be submissive, they be submissive in certain ways. You know, compromise. Like, he submit to me, I submit to him. It just depends on what you're being submissive about.
That's what I'm asking, Katie. What is his submission to you?
Well, I just can't see myself being submissive anyway. I mean, submissive is doing totally what that person wants you to do.
Katie, you just said it. You just said both of y'all is being submissive to each
Well,
other.
that was when we was doing a hypothetical, right? When we was doing a hypothetical,
We're still in the
right?
hypothetical. I'm
Okay, well,
asking you,
okay, well,
what do you want him to do that's submissive for you?
oh, what do I want them to do for me? I don't want anybody to submit to me, but I don't.
So you want to be you're the submissive type where you want to do what you're told.
I want to do what now?
What you're told.
Ish, can you help her out? Because she ready to
I am not the type to be told
No,
what to do.
I
I'm
think
not
what
going
she's
to even
trying
lie.
to say, no,
I'm not going to even lie.
I think what she's trying to say is she's talking about in a marriage or in a relationship and being equally
Right,
submissive to one another. Like, I am
right.
going to submit to you and the things that you need from me as a woman, as your wife, as your counterpart, and in turn you submit to me
right,
as that. So
right.
that is given into the things
That's
that
what
and
I said.
compromising and the things that I need.
Hold on, Ish. That's what I said. My question was, what are those things that he's being submissive to you to? What are those things? What are the things that you want?
Sex.
Yo, so
Is that what you're
this
looking
is the
for, T?
definition.
Is that what you're looking for? I
So this is
mean,
the definition.
there is no
I just
certain
said it can be
thing.
whatever. I just
This is
said
the
it can be
definition of
whatever.
submissive
But
person.
there's okay. My car is broken down. If I call you and say my car, I need my car, come and get me.
I don't think that's
You
submissive.
know,
That's
That's
not
not submissive though,
That's not
Karen.
submissive.
That should be what he's supposed to do.
Right.
I know what you would think.
Well, you would
My
think.
submissive got to be something that he don't want to do,
Right.
or that he,
But he's going to compromise and submit,
or
right?
just something that he
Oh,
wants to do.
God damn it! Call me whenever I text.
Yeah.
Prioritize my ass. That's all.
Oh,
all
here
right.
we
So
go.
the
Here we
definition
go.
of submissive is bullshit as word. So
I said bullshit.
here go the definition of what does a submissive person mean, right? So submissive is the adjective that describes someone or something that has the characteristics of a slave or servant. The person or thing has such inclinations to appease the wishes of others.
Right.
So to be of a submissive person, you're taking on the characteristics of a slave or a servant. You are slave to that person's wishes,
Right.
and also of their, and you're a servant to their wishes.
Like KD, like listen, KD, you could have like big ass bunions and shit, and you might want this boy to rub your feet. And so now he's being submissive to you and rubbing your feet.
No, okay, that kind of submissive. Okay. Well, again, that's not being submissive. That's being loving if it's your partner, right? I mean,
Nah,
you gotta love the bunions and all. You
nah.
gotta love the bunions and all.
KD,
If that's your partner,
I don't
okay.
love bunions. I got a foot problem. Like put some socks on. I'm cool.
No, no. If you are my man, I don't care how ugly my get them down before you touch them. But I'm throwing them crows
I'm
up
not
there.
jacking them.
No, I'm throwing them
What you
crows up
say? He's
there.
throwing them crows up there,
I'm not
Kevin.
jacking them ugly
I'm
feet.
throwing them crows up there. My feet gonna need some rubbing.
No, we can address that. And
Yeah,
so
we gotta address this right here.
when
Diana says,
was that? Like 40 years ago?
yeah, Diana said these relationships are not
That's
biblically
like
based.
40
Nothing is
years ago,
biblically based.
Diane.
If you in a relationship and you sleep with somebody and you boyfriend and girlfriend, you're not biblically based.
Right.
So we people throw that around so easily just because it sounds good in a conversation. But who's really following the ways of the Bible in a sense? Because we're not supposed to be fornicating before we're married, right? And we do that on the first date. Or you're not supposed to be doing certain things, but we do. So a lot of people throw that biblically that Bible verse out so many times, but are we living in that? Are we living in that realm? If you're not, then you really can't use it as a scapegoat to spin your answers or to reinforce your point. You know what I mean?
What the fuck happened now? Oh, wait a minute, because we got off topic a little bit. Let me ask y'all one last question to round this up. So, as a child growing up, did your parent love you more or control you more with money? Or was it a balance?
It was a balance for me.
What's up,
It was
Dave?
a
Pretty much
balance.
a balance for me.
I'm going to say mine was more love. I was loved more.
My mother gave me love. She ain't beat me up with money. Like, you know what that look like. You know what I mean? This ain't a white family.
This ain't a
This,
white family.
this is not a white family. And I get money tossed at us just because they said, all right, get out my face. I love you with
Right.
money. No.
Right.
We'd be totally different people if that was the case.
Right.
You know? The sense of entitlement that somebody's always got to reward us with something to continue our journey or whatever have you. I think a lot of our sentiments are based upon just our experiences of wanting better and doing better. That's the reason why we speak so passionate about topics, right? People always say, "Why are you so passionate? You're passionate tonight. You were so passionate tonight." Yeah, it comes from a different place because
Right.
when you're immersed in something and all you know is structure, and once structure is broken, then you can speak passionately about how to get back to those type of things. If you haven't experienced those things, your passions are not going to be the same as somebody else's. But when you've lived in that so much and you've seen so much of how that balance can be and how that actually that whole dynamic can be.
Okay, Dave. You're supposed to be submissive to your husband, KD. That's what Cynthia just said.
I was very submissive to my husband at a certain point. I
What about
was.
you?
I don't want I don't
What about you, Eve?
even if I say I
Whoa,
do them.
whoa. What about you, Eve?
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree, being submissive to your husband.
To a certain extent, like if I ask you to go
Well,
kill
yeah,
Donald Trump,
always to
you're not
a
gonna go
certain
kill him, are you?
extent. Yeah, no.
So
I
like
mean,
submit
there's
to you doing
limitations
every
and
goddamn thing
boundaries for
you say to
sure.
do.
No,
You doing
no.
I don't again, y'all
No.
use that Bible verse, but y'all not. If I come home and say, so you're now my wife, you're Mrs. Gathers, right?
Right.
You say the Bible says wives should be submissive to their husband, and I bring Joanne in the door with me, and I say she's sleeping with us tonight. You gonna look at me like, nigga, no, the fuck she is not.
That's not in the Bible, now.
Exactly. So
No,
that's
it's
what I'm
not.
saying. You can't. We always using this submissive shit. The Bible says this. Bible says you gotta be submissive to their husband. No, you don't. If you don't like something, speak the fuck up. No.
Right,
That's
but no, I think you're taking it, in a different lane. That's
nah,
more.
man.
Hold on,
Nah,
man,
you know why?
Hold on, now, let me tell you. That's more like let him be the leader, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let him be the leader. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's the man of the house.
Mm-hmm.
We both the man of the house. Shit. You got man in your name. Man. We both is equal in this house. Shit.
Y'all is crazy, man. We gotta wrap up. Man.
I ain't saying Shorty gotta pay the bills. You know what I mean? We could discuss that, but I'm gonna definitely do what I gotta do to do what
Sarah said, "Leave what?" I love it. I love it.
Y'all shout out, man. Listen, there was one other thing as we was talking about our own mayor earlier. There was another politician who was caught twerking on the beach. A black female. She was twerking on the beach. This was a whole big ass story. There was a video of her twerking upside down on the beach, and it was looking lovely. I'm not going to hold you. It was looking very lovely. So, do y'all have a problem with a senator posting a video of her twerking on the beach
and asking for your vote?
Right.
It was a
I wouldn't have a problem with it because that's her
strategy,
personal
correct?
time. That's her private life.
Yeah. Was it a campaign strategy, correct?
Yeah.
She was twerking and asking for the votes. With she was
Oh, she was
she trying
what?
to think of ways to probably reach the younger generations, maybe possibly
Yeah.
to draw them in to vote and be cool and
Well, she got T-vote.
Yeah,
She got.
That don't mean she got my vote, Katie. I still got to see
right.
her shit.
Would you
I
vote for
can look without giving her the vote.
Uh,
Would you vote for?
That depends on what word she had coming out with it.
That's what
I
I
would
was gonna
still look at
say.
her value because I would understand that she's trying to reach a different level. So I would really need to see where she is coming from
Hmm.
mentally.
Hmm. Does she got the twerk down pack? But does she got like she might got the twerk down pack, but does she have the what it takes to hold office and to
Exactly.
do what she
Exactly.
needs to do in that position? That's really where it's going to boil
Because I
down
wouldn't
to.
hold it against her. Like if she's more than capable of holding office, I wouldn't hold it against her for twerking. I mean,
Right.
why should I
Yeah.
hold that against her if she's
Right.
capable of holding office?
Well, what they were
Now on
saying,
the other hand, huh?
what they were saying, Katie, is that when you have these, public, positions, that you shouldn't put yourself in these kind of lights. Like you shouldn't be on video like smoking weed or none of that shit. Like these are certain things that you shouldn't be doing. When you're remember now when Paul Pierce got fired from ESPN because he had the girls twerking. So this is
Mhm,
the thing
mhm.
that when you're on like TV or when you're in these public positions, you're not supposed to be doing.
Right.
See,
So
here's the thing about that though, T. Like, it don't even matter. Nothing is politically correct in this world
yeah,
today.
facts.
Like, so her twerking is causing such a big uproar. Y'all so dirty politicking all over this United States of America that what,
Look at
why?
his face. No, I just want to ask you one question now. Did you enjoy the video?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Hey, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I seen a black woman who
She was strong. You can use that word. You can use that word. She
much
was strong.
strong, yeah, strong, who stood on what she stood on, right? She ain't teeter
Mhm.
totter. She said, "This is me. You gotta
Yeah,
take me as
right.
right," and you like that. It ain't no pandering in that. It ain't no propaganda in that. It ain't no I'm trying to buy your vote with this fake facade,
Right.
and it ain't really like that. She said, "This is me. This is what I do. This is my real deal, Holyfield. When I'm not in the office, this is what I do. I'm not on the beach wearing
Right.
my bikini and I'm twerking, right?
Look at this shit. Yo, you missed the part. We can't hug no more.
We can't hug.
Hugs is out the window. You can't hug anymore. That's what Katie and Ish both said. Hugs is out the window.
No, I did. I said hugs are okay. Just keep them to
Where'd
a
she
happy medium.
go?
Who
Oh,
knows?
she said, you know what? I ain't starting this shit with y'all tonight. That's what Katie said. Listen, she ain't for this shit. Here y'all go, pointing it out.
We didn't even do nothing.
Yeah.
There will be no public
No, but
apology.
hugs are cool. Just keep it to a happy
What'd
space.
you say? What'd you say, Ish, at the top?
At the top, yeah. You need to go down any lower for it. Keep it friendly, keep it cute,
Keep it
and keep
cute.
it moving. Right.
No,
But they cool. They cool.
no, look at the top, man. At the top.
Yeah, you gotta hug. You gotta give them the hug from a distance, like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, how you doing? Little pat pat.
The crazy hug. Look at this.
Uh-huh.
What's wrong
There
there?
she go.
Wait a minute, man. Ebony said,
They didn't kick me out, y'all. My
look,
phone went out.
look, Katie, this is your
My
best.
phone.
You say, I'm not voting for her. You can't do that when you hold an office. That's your bestie right there. What's up?
Well, and I mean, to each his own. Like I say, I would really look to see what views that she holds. Now, I don't think that they should even be allowed to do that. I saw this one guy, white guy, and he was, I guess, running for state senate or something. But when he addressed the board, he did this corny rap.
Right.
I mean, and I just think that as officials, that there should be things that should or should not be allowed.
Wait a minute,
Why do we
Katie.
place, why do we place these regular people on pedestals?
Right, they
That's
do
the
it all the time.
putting these people on pedestals as if they're God or
Katie,
as if
they open up.
No, but no. Like back in the day, no. This is all I'm saying right here. Look out. Like back in the day, teachers used to could not teach if they had a child out of wedlock. There's just certain rules
That's
that I
crazy.
think should be
That's
implemented.
craziness. That's
Wow.
craziness.
That's worse than the abortion fucking law. You said
I
if
mean,
you
well, because
let they're
they,
married.
No,
huh?
I know teachers that strip at night. I mean, what are
Well,
we
yeah,
doing?
now they can, but up until I think the 70s, if a teacher had a child out of wedlock, she would lose her job
That's crazy.
All right, so this is my question, right?
because she was an example to the students.
Times
So
have
that's
changed.
that's my views on the political area.
But
Times
But how do they even know?
time,
how many of those students has got single moms?
yeah. How many
Right.
of
You
them live in a
can't
single
fire
parent
her
home?
for that.
Well, back in the day, it wasn't that many probably. Now,
Who do it?
like I say, now it doesn't matter.
So
Now it
I can't
doesn't
can't
matter.
learn English from a teacher
But
that do
I'm
not got.
just Well, I mean, it's not like that now. That's just the way it used to be. And I'm just using that as an example as far as like being in the political eye. If you're in the political eye, I just think that there are certain boundaries that you should
All right, so
and
let's
What
shouldn't
have
say
be
you
this.
allowed to
done?
do.
What have
Look at
you
the other
done?
side of the pillow for a second. This young lady who was twerking on the beach, right? She brings a different dynamic to the office now. Who is our core audience? Our core audience is our future.
Mhm.
So look at the way of the world now. So
Mhm.
you want somebody in office that can speak
Well,
the
like I
language.
say, that's the way she.
No, I'm saying you want somebody in these offices, quote unquote, that speaks the languages of us. We live in these inner cities.
Right.
We live in these crime-ridden areas. We live in the twerk era. We live in the era of social media. You want somebody who's multifaceted so they can have that voice that those that don't have one can reach those offices, right? Don't you want somebody that's in your likeness? Because you want them to speak on the topics that you need them to speak on for those things to get touched on that
Not
will
only
help.
that, look,
And I
not
do agree, but I see where Emily is coming from. We try to teach our children, our young girls, to be young girls. And you see a young girl looking at this right here, said, "Well, she in office and she up there twerking. Why can't I do it?" So I see where Ebony is coming from with
look,
that.
You think
you
You know,
can't
you
do
think
they're
that
they're
you
being
think these young
how about
idolized.
you just can't do it
you
because
think
you a
these young
young
girls
girl?
is worried about politicians or they worried about the city girls, Megan Thee Stallion, Big
Look,
Lotto. You even like Big Lotto, and none of
Exactly.
you.
So
I was about to
I
say,
love Bit Lotto. That's right. But
okay,
she is not running for office.
but the
but if
thing
you
is,
was, you
you
wouldn't vote
still
for her?
like her.
Right.
Would you vote for her?
Yeah, I do. I like her.
All right.
You would
And
vote for her.
again, me with the lady on the beach, I would wait to see what her views are because I'm not going to use that against her. But
But
do I think that she
wait
should
a
have been out
minute.
there doing it?
You just said you were
She's up
That's
for
a
Mhm.
story.
re-election.
Yeah, she
She's
up
up
for
for
re-election.
re-election. She's
Hmm.
already in the office.
I said I would wait to see. I said I would wait to see what her views are. T. I would. I would wait to see what her
Wait a
views
minute.
are.
Wait a minute, Katie. You just said, but I would vote for Big Lotto because I like her. You ain't said you would wait to see her
No, I
views.
did not.
Ain't that what she just said?
Oh, but no, I ain't said, no. I said she is not running in office. I ain't said I would vote for her. I
I
said she is
said,
not
if she
running.
was, Katie, I said, if she was to run, would you vote for her? You said, yeah, I like her.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't understand what you said, T. I promise you I didn't. No, no, I'm not
Listen,
gonna go there.
you gotta listen.
And if she is capable of holding office, if she is qualified, I may very well vote for her.
What makes you
You
qualified?
never know.
What are the qualifications? Because what the fuck are these people
Well,
that's
I
in office
mean, you gotta
doing?
have some kind of knowledge
Right.
of what you're running for.
What are they doing?
So
What
you
are they?
saying just because she busted open on the handstand?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, KD. You think that these politicians got knowledge of the shit that they talking about? They reading speeches.
Half the time they just
They
reading
don't got
that shit
knowledge.
off.
Well,
They
that's
reading.
true. They are reading script. Now you got a point there, T. I
Uh-huh.
can't even argue
It
with you
seemed
on
like
that
she
one. It
trying
ain't
to
like it
just
used to
step
be.
out of the normal and not conforming to the politics that obviously ain't working right now. So she trying something
Maybe she's
different.
just a little younger and she's in the culture. So that's just a part of who she is.
Mhm.
And she's appealing to her younger crew, her
Right.
younger audience, to saying, hey, I know what it's like to be y'all. I get it. I ain't stuffy. I ain't one of these stuffed up stiffs who's running for office and don't know what y'all going through. I bust it open in the handstand. And I can still go in here and get the things done. You gotta applaud people for being real. We so much get behind these people that's these facades that they is, and then once they get in the office, they not what you want.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She real about her shit. She was saying, "Fuck it, I like popping it open."
Man, look, she was strong, man.
It's like this, like that maybe she's just a plain human and felt like dancing, and that's how she danced. Maybe her feet was hot, the sand was hot, her hands needed to get cold, and she was like, "All right, let me flip it over a little bit."
That shit was amazing. One of the best videos.
Or maybe she's like me. She like a little lotto. I mean, I like them. I can't even lie. I like listening to them.
You like listening to her? I fuck with
I love them.
I like lotto.
See, girls, they little nasty mouth.
What's up?
Hey.
You.
All right, so Uncensored Minds is like out of here now, right? We like super out of here. I think we need to talk a little bit more about these memberships. I have so many people in my inbox over the past week asking for help, asking for what's this about. Let's go through a little tutorial helping them how to set up and what this all means in the grand scheme of things.
All right, people, put y'all questions about the memberships in the chat as we go through the details so we can see what y'all need to know, who needs to know what. I guess we'll put a list together of all the members. So,
as you can see, just on the surface, as you can see right here in the comment sections, the last couple comments that's been posted, Laura Robinson, she has her name right now in green with the top fan symbol on there. You got Carmel, the same. You had a couple of other people like Angela and Diana with that same kind of highlighted name. That's one of the perks of the Uncensored Minds membership. And we have different type of memberships. We have the beginners level, and we have the Uncensored Minds total package, which gets you video support. If you got a business, we're gonna post your business. You're gonna have the four of us on different topics talking about it and promoting it, and our clips. You know what I mean? We got something special for y'all. So if you're a business owner, if you're looking to get anything out there, you're looking for more exposure for anything that you got going on, you know what I mean? That's a great way of doing it. You know, we always want to make sure that, you know what I mean, we top of the, you're top of the list of those priorities. You know what I mean? T is crafting up something now to where we putting some type of promo together so where it's shown while we're broadcasting live. You know what I mean? Showing your business and we're talking about it. So we're not just asking you to spend your money just to get a badge. We're asking you to do this so we can get you promoted. Also take Uncensored Minds to a whole new height.
Plus, we've also, been working on.
And you business owners out there, y'all know. Oh, I'm sorry, T.
We also.
I was just about to say the business owners out there, y'all, $24, 25. Just say 25 a month to advertise your business. I'll be all over that. Jump on it. I'm sorry, T. Go ahead, sir.
We've also been working, on Uncensored Minds for a while now, and it's also just a way of showing, your support. Shout out to all the day ones who have always been here, who have always supported us. Shout out to all the new people who are continuously coming. And there's also going to be like when y'all have questions and comments that y'all want us to post on the screen. Soon this chat box is going to be going out of control. So the people who have the top memberships and the Uncensored Minds family, y'all comments will, stick out more, and y'all questions will stick out more as this chat starts to fill up a lot. We're not going to be able to get to everybody. So as you have your membership, we'll be able to, see that stick out and post your questions and comments more as this chat grows. And it's also going to be special gifts So, each and every member is going to be a level. It's 3 different levels. It's uncensored. What is it? Uncensored family, top fan,
Fans
right?
and
Uncensored.
out.
So there's different perks. We'll put up a list of the different perks on each level so you can see the differences. And it's mainly a way of supporting us and helping us grow, making sure everybody stays in tune and catches all the likes. And there's going to be special exclusive videos and lives that only the members will be able to see. So if you're not a member, there's going to be stuff that you're going to miss because that's only going to be for the members.
I had a couple of people hit me up saying, "Yo, I got the $24 package. I got a business."
Right.
What that's going to look like again is we're going to create content in
Right.
regards to business.
Right.
So we will be reaching out to you to get more information about your
So
business.
we'll basically put your wallpaper behind us. So before the live starts, people will see your business and your contact info, and we'll do like a little commercial for you or something so people can see your business and help promote you. And even if you want to come on, you can come on and talk about your business, and we'll do all of that.
So
Merch, some merch will be included in that as far as
there's going to be exclusive merch for all the members, and
Absolutely.
I'm cooking those up right now. That shit is going to be crazy.
So just how we wear the Uncensored Minds tee, your shirt would be, how I wear a different T-shirt every week. I'll have your T-shirt on that week. Right. Going forward, and I might even take your T-shirt across the pond with me and post it in another country, like I did, my castmates here. So it's a number of different things that come with that. It's intricate. It's a lot that goes into that we're going to make sure. I had a lot of people hit me up like, "Oh, I got this. What does that look like?" I know we touched on it earlier in our existence here in Uncensored Minds. Now you're starting to see those things that we've been talking about come to fruition, and you'll start to see a lot more of that. So if you were on the fence, get off the fence.
Hold on now. Ebony's asking if the funds go to us. Yes, the funds are going to help us support the platform, support all of us as we continue to grow, because we have been doing this, for the low for y'all forever. So as we grow, the business has to grow, and the funds will go to us.
And more money in our pocket to go to the strip club and throw them ones.
No, man. the money will be broken down between us, so we can, because this platform, as y'all can see with y'all comments and questions on the screen, this platform has to be paid for. I've been paying for this platform, since we started. So, we still have bills and shit that needs to be
even
paid.
Sunday night wind down, he was paying. Yeah,
within the platform. So yeah, Evan. It's not going to YouTube, Evan. It's for the family, and it'll come back to y'all, full circle as well. Come on now, you tired?
Just catching up now.
It was 12 hours. I sat in a little chair for 12 hours.
You tired?
Bro, it's not you know what it is? I'm just...
You still trying to see if you're going to be kept or not. That's what it is.
Because you still ain't answer that damn question.
Oh, hell. I have a question.
Okay.
Did you get your cake? Did you get your birthday cake?
Okay. From the restaurant?
I thought you said you wanted some birthday cake.
I love birthday cake. That's my favorite.
No, just a birthday cake.
Are we doing this?
The white cake? You say you like the white cake with?
What is happening?
No, I want.
Now,
No.
I almost poured my fucking water.
Yeah, she trying to change. She trying to change and Kanye West me, huh?
Also, you should have let him know. I'm talking about a real cake. Real cake.
Yeah. So my birthday was actually my birthday was Thursday. What's Thursday? No, Friday.
Hey no.
It was Friday.
Hold on, KD. Hey no. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
It's your birthday.
So my birthday was Friday. So they had the restaurant surprise me and sung happy birthday to me. Brought cake to the table. It was alright cake. I ain't, I mean, it was restaurant cake, so it wasn't the kind of cake I like, but
Okay.
I still was able to get cake and have family surrounding me. So I'm posting
That was a
pictures
gesture.
on a vacation. So it was cool though. I had a good time.
That's
I
what's up.
will say this: if you
You
haven't had the
did.
opportunity, to travel, I would suggest you do. It's parts of the world, different parts of the world that you have to see, and you have to see this part of the world. It was so breathtaking. It was so um invigorating. And where I went is, most of the times when we travel, we go into places like the Caribbean or other states. And typically when we go out of the country and we go to the Caribbean, those people are so indebted to us, meaning our money is so much more powerful to them than it is to us, right? When you go over there, it's the complete opposite.
Right.
We went to certain places. I remember when we was in France, they told us that they don't even want our money. Our money isn't as strong as it used to be,
Right.
to the point where the euro is a little stronger right now than the dollar. So we would go into places and try to buy stuff. And it was like, if you ain't got euro, we don't want your money because the American dollar means nothing to us.
Right.
And that's typically it's
Ooh.
never like been like that. So they kind of gave like snob to us, and you had to respect it because we always think we're the big bad bully on the block, right? America's so big and so powerful, but yet and still, when we go over places like in Europe, Spain, France, Italy, London, and all those other places, they look at us like, nigga, you just an American, and it is what it is, and you ain't no more better than we are. Not saying we trying to be, but typically when we go places, we go places with our chest poked out because, whatever. But over there is a totally different world. But you have to go see it. One of my favorite two places that I've been talking to people and telling them was Rome was one. We went to Rome. Spain is in Spain. No, I'm sorry. Rome is in Italy. I'm tripping. I'm sorry for the people that live in Italy. But Rome, Italy was beautiful. That's where the Vatican is, where the Pope lives. The Sistine Chapels, you had the Colosseum, you had the fountains, you had a number of different things in Rome. That was super beautiful. I remember going when we went to Pisa, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, where I had, Raw Honey shirt on. I took that picture there. When I had KD shirt on, I was on the corner in Rome, standing on the corner of Rome in front of one of the many monuments there. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and it's clean. I was so amazed to walk these streets in these countries, and no trash was on the ground. You didn't see a bunch of people laying on the ground like you do here when you go into these big cities and see these large conglomerates of homeless people. It was nothing like that. It was nothing like that. But you can still see where these are still places that are on heightened alert, because when I was in Italy, they had we typically don't see this here in the States. They had large conglomerates of their military along with their police on certain parts of the corner. So just in case somebody tried to, run a car through, you ever seen that on the news sometime where you see them trying to run cars through crowds and kill mass people? They got the military out there to try to stop stuff like that. So you still have to be cognizant of where you're at all times because this people is crazy. But these places are breathtaking. We went to Cannes, France. That was another beautiful place, right? That's where the Cannes film festival is. That's where I wore my One Kiss shirt at. I wanted to pay homage to T. I know his book is coming out next month, August. He told us, and he also is working on a movie with that. So I knew it was strategic on where I placed each shirt, right? Um, he's doing the film festival. I can see him debuting his film in the Cannes in France at one of those film festivals. So that's the reason why I wore it there. It was kind of strategically placed, but that's another beautiful, beautiful place. And also Monaco, which is another beautiful place in France as well. So if you have the opportunity to get over there, please do. It is a very, very beautiful place.
Hold on now. I got some updates. All right, so in the Brittany Griner case, she had to plead guilty. even though they're charging her like she was like a big time drug dealer, transporting shit, she had to plead guilty just in order to try to move things along so she can get out. So Russia is trying to get a famous arms dealer in exchange for her. So that's what's happening right now. They're on hold to see if our
They're
government,
trying to get who?
a famous arms dealer. You know what an arms dealer
Oh
is?
man.
You know what an arms
Uh-uh.
dealer is? Kaden? It's like somebody who buys
Mm-mm.
and sells massive weapons. It's somebody who buys and sells massive weapons.
Oh.
Trade our basketball player for basically for a terrorist. They're going to trade our basketball
Wow.
player for a terrorist. That's what's happening in the environment. And the
Mhm.
president
Wow.
working that out. Like how they used to say we don't negotiate with terrorists. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Right.
She'll probably be out sometime next week or the week after
No,
next.
it's going to take more than that. Still going to take a little while. It's probably going to take a couple more months, but that is in talks.
Mm.
They're trying
Mm.
to see
Right.
if that's worth it for them. So it's an iffy case. And then the Nipsey Hussle case, the boy who killed Nipsey was found guilty of all the charges, so he'll probably never see the light of day again, and he'll probably end up getting killed in prison anyway, which I think
Mhm.
some better if he gets killed in prison.
Mm.
Mhm.
And also, the girl that was from Philly, Jayana Webb, who was arrested for that drunk driving case, she got one of her charges knocked down. So she's still going to have to do a lot of time, maybe even like 15, 20 years. But there's option for her to get out now, whereas they were trying to give her the death penalty or life without parole.
Mhm.
So those are just a couple of updates on
Mm.
some of the things that we talked about in past episodes. All
Sorry.
right,
Mhm.
what's up, man? Get up out of
Right.
it. What's up, man? Get up out of it.
Ready to get up out of here. Everybody ready to start the week?
No.
Yeah.
I am. I'm kid free now. I'm about to be butt naked in this joint.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. You can turn up now for real.
right.
Don't let
Turn up is
that nigga
about to
was
get
butt
You
naked.
can
started.
turn up for
Let it fool you.
real.
It's party time, man. It's party
See you
time.
partying. Stop lying
Party
to
time.
Now it's party time. It's
me.
party time, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It's party time, man. All right, man. Let's get up out of here, man. It's
Yo,
episode
Yes.
I
7.
say this to everybody. Yo, I sincerely want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. It
Yeah,
brought
they was going hand for you. They was going hand for you. So I
stupid.
want to make sure that when my birthday comes around, I get the same love.
We gonna
I see y'all going hand for 'em.
we
Well,
gonna
each birthday is coming up next. Each what day is your birthday?
August 15th.
Solid.
Yep.
abs-
The
August
15th.
15th. Okay.
I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
Each
thank you.
birthday is coming up next, y'all.
I know y'all was riding heavy for the kid, and I just
Well,
want
T, I ain't getting nothing for mine, remember?
When
So
was your
y'all need to give me that same love. Nobody told me happy
Yes.
birthday or nothing.
when was your birthday,
When
kid?
was your birthday?
Exactly. See, nobody even
Wait a
know.
minute. Wait a
I
minute.
mean, I'm not sure
Wait
if
a minute.
I was around for your
Wait
birthday
a
or not,
minute,
but
wait
when
a
was your
minute, wait
birthday,
a minute,
KD?
wait a minute. Katie, you always do this. Have you ever heard of the saying, closed mouths don't get fed? So we don't know. How can we address these things? Nell was promoting his birthday for like a fucking he was running for president.
When's your
Yeah, I
birthday,
just don't.
KD?
I just don't publicize my birthday. I just don't
Yeah.
publicize.
What was it? When is it though? When is it?
Angela said, wasn't it in
The 11th
January?
of February.
Oh,
February.
the 11th of February. Okay. I might
Okay.
not have been around that time,
Hmm.
but come next February,
No, you
we'll
weren't.
strap
You
KD.
weren't.
There you are.
Yeah, you weren't. But really and truly, I had COVID. I think I was just getting over COVID, or yeah, I had COVID during that time. But and
Uh,
now Ebony, you know I'm not talking about you.
uh,
Ebony did call me on
so
my birthday.
so I hate when
no.
we get to this segment of the show. KD says something, have to contradict her. So, as she knows, on Friday Night Lights, whenever it's a birthday, we promote it. Karen D. Nell birthday was posted in Friday Night Lights and got 47 happy birthday.
Hold on, Ish. You
Yeah.
see, Nell was looking for it this whole time.
Yo, he always do it.
Because I like to
Never
like
try to test Nell.
one thing you can't like you're not going to say something and then think it's not going to be fact checked it. Plus, not only did we say happy birthday to Karen D. Nell on Friday Night Lights, we said it on the show. We said it in the sneaker show, and we said it on Sunday night. I mean, we said it on the Sunday night situation.
Oh, did y'all? I didn't hear it. Hell, I had COVID. I was delirious.
That's what I'm talking
Did y'all?
KD is the brain.
I had COVID. I was delirious.
Did she have COVID?
Wait a minute.
Where were we at when she had COVID? She was online with us the whole situation.
Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Well, okay. I had COVID, but I just didn't get sick now. But you know, I was diagnosed with COVID during that time.
KD is a glowing example.
If y'all didn't know.
KD is a glowing example of how females are when you do some shit for them and they act like you didn't do a motherfucking thing.
No, we don't.
She's
I forgot. I seriously. I was delirious with COVID. I was delirious.
Listen, people, if y'all enjoyed the couples retreat recap, those are the kind of video exclusive that you'll get if you have a membership plan. So if you want to continue to see the exclusive content, you do have to be a member because only the members are going to have access to it. What's the matter?
Nice. When that Nell started, we was winding down. Y'all done got him riled back up.
I can't do the nevers. When people say that, no one never went for me like that, and they did. It's the craziness.
It's females, man.
No, we can't continue to keep looking on the. It's crazy because you know why?
How they do?
Because we do it so you.
Now you got jet lag. Go to sleep. I got jet lag. Go to sleep.
I'm up and full of weight.
You got jet lag.
He's ready to fucking go.
He got
jet lag. He didn't get him some rest.
Nah, this is what I'm saying though. This is how we crash and burn people.
Hold on, listen. I was watching this live last night, probably at like 3 a.m. on Instagram, and these girls was talking about their baby fathers or whatever. And this boy was like, yo, some of y'all got good baby fathers, and y'all still gonna say some shit and want some more shit done. And all the girls was like, yeah, we will. That's just how it is.
Like I think sometimes people get validation and saying never so somebody can say, no, that's not the case. We did that. And it don't like we ride here. Like we are a family here. This ain't no hash shit where one gets one part of attention. Like we ride for each other. Katie, we roll for you. Yeah. You was taken care of greatly with birthday wishes on all our platforms. Personal page.
Okay.
Friday Night Lights.
Okay. Look, like I said now, I don't make no big deal out of my birthday. I was just y'all.
You stopped me. I ain't never get that. That never happened.
I was traumatized on my birthday. Okay,
we went from January.
I've been traumatized on every birthday. That's why I don't look at it. I've been traumatized.
So when we T-Love in January, we just jumped right over February and said, "Fuck KD." It's Nell's turn.
Nell, listen, Nell. Remember when Katie used this word earlier? The attention was on you, and she said, "I need to be prioritized."
Priority.
It needs to be
priority. It's simple. It's simple.
Prioritize. Oh my
God. Prioritize.
That is not true. That is not true. I put Nell on all of my platforms now. That is not true.
And we put you on all our platforms. That's how it's supposed to go, though. We're a family, so we're supposed to rock. So it ain't.
That's right. That's right.
None of that. So what I was trying to say was I just want to tell everybody out there and everywhere, thank you for the support. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Okay. If I haven't gotten back to you, if I was slow to get back, I was out of town. I wasn't able to get to my phone, but I felt the messages. I seen the messages. I heard the messages. Thank you very much. That means so much more to me than receiving a gift, because that's what we talk about, respect and loyalty. Which one would you rather have? That's both. You respect me enough to make sure that you gave me pleasantries, and you're loyal to the situation to where you made sure that my day was filled with love. So I wanted to tell everybody out there, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's continue to keep that love going in August with Ish, again in January and with T, and we fucking skipping over February. February don't exist. It's the short month here.
No, may as well. Hell, I won't remember anyway.
Yeah. Cancer season. Cancer season is getting
May
ready
as
to
well.
slowly.
We got to get homegirl checked on all time. Eb, pull up on your homegirl, Eb. Shorty is going through it. She's losing her mind.
Yo, I don't understand how you could just
Ebony know the deal about my birthdays. She
but
know the
Oh,
deal
but you
about my
jumped out.
birthdays.
Yo, you be jumping out the window
that's what
head
I'm
first.
saying. I don't
Like
understand
the
how you
house
could
on
just
fire or
blatantly-
something.
I can't.
How you can just blatantly, go off on us for some shit that you don't remember, like all the time. All
I
the
ain't
time.
get
I don't.
You don't remember.
I don't. I mean, I do. I don't.
But you
I
know
don't.
how we are every
I
day.
don't make
You
no
know
big
how I
deal
am
of my
every day with
birthday.
birthday. You know how I am every day with birthdays. So you know,
Huh?
you know how I am
I
every day
know
with
now. So yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I
You make
can't.
a big deal of people.
Oh.
Where
We're
is
going.
Homer at?
Where's what?
Where's Homer at?
Where's homework? I can't. I cannot. But
Oh
it's
my!
about to be Leo season. I see Angelia said her daughter's birthday is August the 18th. Shout out to all the Leos. Cancers, we love you, but y'all gotta get ready to scoot in a minute.
It's 20th. We got to the 19th. Chill.
Right. Y'all got a couple more days. Y'all got about 8 more days left. So we're gonna scoot y'all out.
I love them summer birthdays, man. Summer birthdays is the best.
I can handle something.
Go out there and have a barbecue. You can't do nothing in January or February.
First of all, we bring in the new year. We are the shit. We start the year.
We got the fireworks in July, so we talking. What we talking? We
I
got
was-
the
I was
fireworks in July.
I was born on a King's Day, good brother. I mean,
Oh, you salute to the king, babe. You know what I mean?
What are we doing?
Nice, Gisette. Gisette said her daughter's birthday is August 16th.
Well, just to shut the whole thing down, y'all do know that we are giving all of you zodiac signs permission to run each segment, but Aquarius is gonna hold it forever.
Bye, KD.
Aquarius season.
Bye, KD.
See, now, see, you know what? You know what? Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful week because the shit is getting ready to
The truth hurts, don't it? The truth hurts.
look.
Aquarius run this. We run this.
What me?
Wrong what? The Looney Barn?
We run this.
Not a loony barn.
Aquarius run this.
They know they
I
run
had-
Alzheimer's.
I had
They
that.
run Alzheimer's. They run
I
Alzheimer's.
I can't.
Age
Yo, we had a
of
great show tonight.
Aquarius, baby.
It was a
We
great
We
run
had a
this.
wonderful, great
But
show tonight. Again, continue to follow us on all platforms, be it Telemade Kicks,
Hold on now.
Aaron D. Nell.
Hold on now. There will be an exclusive Telemade Kicks released tomorrow.
Nice.
It's a big one.
Oh, shit.
You want to tune in for this one. Big one.
Alrighty.
You might see some twerking.
Oh, shit now.
Might see some twerking. But yo, again, thank you for following us. This is episode 87. Continue to keep rocking with us every week. Be it Telemade Kicks on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Raw Honey doing their thing. Karen on the move. She doing her thing. And us all here at Uncensored Minds continue to keep following us. We want to see more top fans. We need y'all. We definitely want to
we
see
know
more.
Angela. Nobody like us.
You know what I mean?
They don't like Aquarius women.
Aquarius women, Katie.
I don't know shit about these signs, man.
Most people don't.
I don't be
Most
knowing if
people
you're
don't.
Aquarius, a
Gotta
Aquarius,
learn, good brother.
if
This,
Aquarius.
had a dog, a rat. I don't know. I don't be knowing.
this is the
I know
education.
two signs.
Gotta
I know
learn.
two. I really know two signs. I know Capricorns and I know Cancers. And the reason why I know Capricorns is because my mom, my dad, two of my sisters, and the brothers all Capricorn, and then Cancer's me. So I don't know nothing else but Capricorns and Cancers, and my man T is a Capricorn. So other signs, I don't know when they start. I don't know when they finish. I don't know none of that.
Hold on. So you don't even know the nastiest sign?
What's the nastiest sign? Leo?
Aisha.
We're gonna have to do a segment on this.
Leo, right? Because he's nasty as shit. Like that shit we be talking about on the corner.
It's not Leo. It's not Leo.
Who is it? Pisces?
We one of them though.
Yeah, y'all one of them. But what's the one, Ish? What's the one?
If it ain't me, I don't know.
It's Scorpio.
Scorpio.
He said, if it ain't me, I don't know.
When is the Scorpio?
Scorpio.
Later on. End of October into November.
Right.
So what that mean nasty? Like they do a lot of nasty shit?
Right. They with the shits.
They with the shits.
They with the shits. All right.
I don't know.
You gotta let me.
I just know that Aquarius are one of the most hated signs, and Capricorns are.
First of all, Capricorns are not hated.
Pisces,
I've never been hated in my life.
Yes, y'all are, because y'all are know-it-alls.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that to Capricorns. Don't do that.
Wait a minute.
Have always led me right. My mother is a Capricorn. My dad is a Capricorn.
We do
they
know
are great.
My son is a Capricorn. My son is Capricorn too. I'm just speaking the truth.
I never met a Capricorn that was great.
Very intelligent now.
Right.
Extremely intelligent. But they know it.
Right.
And they don't let anybody else forget it.
As you should. That's how you should be. That's how you should be.
Well, y'all are intelligent, but the most intelligent sign is.
All right, y'all. See y'all.
Have a good night. He's losing it again. He's losing it again.
We out.
All right, guys. Have a good night. See you next week.
Bye, guys.